be me. I don't wanna be anymore. Hell.
Woo! I'm in a tussle with my pantaloons around mine ankles. What you do? Last Tuesday, I was sitting around and guess what I was doing? I was putting my fingers in my pee hole. It's the spooky season. It's a horror show down there. Oh, watch out for the Pelvic Valley Leviathan. This motherfucker can moonwalk. He can moon talk. He can moon dance. He can moonsault. He's coming off the top rope on top of my pee-pee. We're making like Legos. Face facts, you fucks. We're back. Helltown Radio. Did I scare you?
Bro, Roy, what's up?
All right. Introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Lita. I like to do art things sometimes. You can follow me on Alola on loan if you want to know about my incredibly fantastic life. Or you can follow my art page. That's that is all underscore. If you see something that you like, hit me up. I might sell it to you. Or I might not.
My name's Karan, K to the Squizzy. I'm a loan shark. I'll give you money.
That's what you do?
Yeah.
Nice, dude. Nice.
I break kneecaps.
It breaks kneecaps. Oh, man. That's cool. My name is Chris Kenworthy, a.k.a. Chris K. And I'm here on the Helltown radio program with my homies George, Lita, and today special guest Karan Singh, a.k.a. K Squizzy, a.k.a. K Singh, a.k.a. the second sexiest Sikh you know. This first one's I put a picture of him in the post, the promotional post.
Salman Khan.
Yeah, he was a nice looking dude with a nice turban and six pack. It was fantastic. Yeah, man. I want to start off the show though. Just say I got a lot of gratitude. This has been an amazing couple weeks. I've been pulling off a lot of stuff. I couldn't have not feel any better about myself if it weren't for George and Lita providing me the opportunity to be on the show with them. So I'm super happy, super thankful for y'all, and I just want to bring that out before we started the show.
Aww.
Yeah, and we have so much fun together, and I feel like over the past year we've really grown close together. So I just want to say thank you all so much for being who you guys are and let me be part of this amazing experience. So
now we started this off on a gay note. Let's go.
Yeah,
Thank you for being a
when we
friend.
fucking.
Yeah,
when we fucking.
Well,
Well,
I don't know.
Too late. Ain't no butt babies happening around here.
They don't smell like nothing.
What they taste like?
It tastes
What
like
they taste
strawberries,
like?
dude.
It tastes like nothing.
It's 'cause
would
like-
rather have cum, honestly. I'd rather.
I think it would depend on how many strawberries the person ate before they ejaculated, I suppose. No, but I'm also very super thankful for Karan and meeting my man here. This dude is so fucking funny. You are so fucking funny, dude. And you're and being around you and seeing how you do stand up comedy is extremely inspirational, and it's super fun to do. But I think there's a lot more to the man than just the comedy. But we're gonna talk about all sorts of cool stuff. Man, that is not true at all.
I'm very not interested. This is actually when you see me on stage. That's when you see I suck as a person, honestly.
Well, they say that self-depreciation is the cornerstone of a lot of successful stand-up comedians, but I wholeheartedly disagree. We've had some fun times hanging out and doing jokes together, and I always feel enamored by being able to be in your presence. So
You gave it your all last night. We had a meager crowd, and you still got on the floor.
Yes.
Trust me, man, I bombed way harder.
I
man.
fucked up like 3 words. I was like, you know what? I'm not doing this. Joe's there. He's fucking. Every time I see Joe, he's just like, you know, like those like Asian kids that are just like prodigies.
Yeah.
I see him, and I just can't. Like, I don't like doing bad in front of Joe.
Dude, I won't play after Joe.
Joe
Even though
Martin.
I'm supposed to play a last song. No. Professor Diddlefingers comes out, and you might as well just put your guitar away. If you have to go after him actually performing a set of music, you might as well just fucking start crying. As soon as he hits his first note, you're like, is he playing Led Zeppelin, the vocal, and the guitar part at the same time. The goddamn guitar part's hard enough as it is. This motherfucker's like, yeah, I'm gonna throw in some plant on top of that.
Yeah, man. Joe, shout out to Joe Martin, guitar.com. Everybody, if you don't know, that's our dude. We talk about him on many. We talk about this dude a lot on this show. I swear, I think that we all have a subliminal crush on him.
Dude,
I mean, he's a handsome, cool
diddle
dude.
fingers,
Yeah, he's
bruh.
diddle fingers. Dude's talented. He's
Imagine
handsome.
how he massaged your
paid.
lower back.
Oh.
Imagine
You
how
could dig in.
Imagine how you could massage your prostate.
Oh, dude.
I mean, that thing.
I
That'd
don't
be
have
like
one of
instant.
those.
If he
Well,
knows,
I got two.
I hope that Joe's watching just because he's like, he'd be like, motherfuckers. He's like always with the crude jokes.
I don't know. I think he enjoys it.
A little bit.
Yeah. I mean, he was, he was a fun guest, but yeah, it is intimidating to go, even if you're a comedian, to go up after Joe just because he exemplifies excellence so much and like technicality and perfection. And then when you go up there and you're just trying to have a little fun, and you're like, oh shit, man, I gotta perform on another level. But it's super fun, man. I mean, hey, man, it's a lot like going up after you, dude. Like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
No, yesterday there was just two people in the audience. Like I kept pauses in my set, like, all right, cue laughter, and then there was just nothing. I was like, oh fuck, I don't know where to go from here. I'm usually used to the laughter, and then I fucked up a couple words, and I'm like, you know what? Not in front of Joe. I'm gonna leave on this little note here. I don't know. I made fun of Sarge for a little bit, and that's I left on that note.
Yeah, man. Shout out Brian Sargis.
Has Sarge been on the podcast?
Yeah, Sargis has been on the podcast. Dude, you know what we learned about Brian yesterday? Is that Brian was actually a child star. He was in a movie. He has a film credit.
I forgot to watch it.
Way.
Yeah. What's it called again?
I forgot. I forgot. 'Cause I'd have watched it already.
Nobody knows.
I'm gonna hit him up and ask him.
It's probably like when dicks kiss.
No, it was like something a shade of violet or violet blue or something. It has something to do with violet.
Yeah, that's not what we found out last night. This
Violence.
motherfucker, Chris, could have been on Days of Our Lives
What?
as Marlena's fucking kid.
Yeah,
What?
that's actually, yep, that's a true story. That's a true story. So when I was like 4 years old, my dad he worked for TRW, and they brought him out to California to work for a few months, and we lived in Redondo Beach. And Redondo Beach is near Hollywood, and it's where they tape a lot of stuff at. And so my mom was a huge fan of Days of Our Lives growing up, and we moved out there, and she made friends with a guy who was a private investigator for NBC, and he was able to get us onto the set. And so we went a couple times, but one time after we'd been there a couple times, one of the producers came and asked my parents, like, hey, listen, your son looks like he would be a perfect fit for Marlena's son. Do you think he'd want to try, child acting? So my parents, not being pieces of shit pimps, like, they were like, okay, well, we'll let him decide. So they asked me, and they were like, all right, Chris, do you want to be on television and you want to try this and whatever? But it was so intimidating. You go on a set and you're like 4 years old, you've never been around it,
that's scary
and you go,
shit.
it was scary as fuck, man. Like, I have pictures of me being held by, and my little sister being held by Deidre Hall, and who played Marlena. And so then for a long time I resented myself and my parents for not doing it. Myself first, my parents for not pushing me to do it, because dude, you think about it, you're like, oh, it'd be a child star. I could have been the next Macaulay Culkin, right? But I also could have ended up as the next Corey Feldman.
Yeah,
There was like,
didn't they get diddled?
Wait, it was a
Like-
private investigator for MSNBC.
No,
That's
for
weird.
NBC.
NBC.
was
What did they
before MS.
investigate? Little children?
I assume that like studio. Well,
It's a weird thing for a private investigator to be like, yo, I found the perfect child.
Well, no, if there's
I be looking for kids.
I don't know. Given the current climate of entertainment, I think it actually screams volumes. And I'm glad that now I look back on it, and I'm glad, because let me tell you, knowing me the way I am, I would have been dead at 19. You would have found me
Yeah.
on Corey Feldman's lap in Neverland Ranch wearing a rhinestone jacket and a single glove with Bubbles dancing the Macarena
You
on
know
my
what?
chest.
But you could have been like River Phoenix, though.
Dead in the Viper
Yeah,
Room?
he
Yeah.
died too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. But like, they got
Yeah.
fond memories of him. They're all
Yeah.
like, yeah, River Phoenix. He was.
Yeah, but he was a drug addict. He was like masking something. You have to think about
yeah,
it.
getting diddled.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I would have ended up more like Todd Bridges.
On a bright note, I heard Macaulay Culkin and London Tipton from Sweet Life, they got married. That's when you're a child actress, I feel like the only person you can relate to as far as shit you've seen is other child actors,
Yeah.
you know?
They're like Diddy Party.
Freak on. Hey, man.
I was there.
Dude, that shit, like, yo, man, and like people, like, poor Justin Bieber, like everybody condemned that dude for so long
Oh
for
my
being
God.
for being arrogant or whatever. Shit, dude. Now, all right. So first of all, just know, like, if you were 19 years old and you had $10 million in your bank account, you were gonna act like that or worse, right?
Oh yeah.
And then on top of that, like, imagine you have all that emotional scarring on top of being extremely wealthy and entitled. You're like, I mean, like, that's the perfect storm for. And so, with all that being said, he should be a lot more fucked up than he is. And that dude's actually, if you look into him, he's kind of a cool dude, man. Like, he has a personal assistant that holds his cell phone for him, so that he doesn't, like, he's not always connected. He just, like, if he needs some shit, he gets his shit done, but he doesn't do that stuff.
Man, I gotta get one.
Y'all watched the roast of Justin Bieber back in the day?
Nah.
That's like, I saw a glimpse of Justin Bieber, the human, who isn't that great of a human, but that's what makes us human. You know, this was like right after he ran over that kid on Xanax. And then, like, he was making jokes about it, and I was like, yo, this guy's kind of cool. And then he killed it. Like, he murdered the room, and then right after he's like, I'm not a bad guy, honestly. I was like, oh, boo, you fucking hack.
You ran people over.
Yeah, like, I didn't know too much about that dude until my daughter said something. She's like, did you know Justin Bieber peed in a plant in a hotel? He's a bad person. And then she went back to whatever she was doing.
He was fun. They tried to hide that.
But for a 7-year-old, peeing in a plant is like, did you hear what he did? Yeah. I'm like, whoa.
Holy shit.
And be like, well, you don't want to know what I've done in a plant, all right? All I'm saying is flavored condoms.
I had a buddy back in middle school. So we had this other kid in middle school who we like pay to do shit. Like one time he ate a condom with cum in it. We mixed it with Coke. Like we would pay him to do shit. We'd pay him to do shit.
Who? All right. Where did this come from?
Public school. Some people you gotta pay for lunch money. And like one time we paid him to do a swirly. Like we're like, oh, we'll pay you to put your head in like the toilet. Well, we're gonna flush. And then my other buddy, Mike, that's a broad enough name. My buddy Mike, he jumped over and he just like peed on his head while we were getting. He got suspended for like a week.
I
but
think
like
all dudes have a story about something horrible they did to one of their friends as a group.
He wasn't our friend. That was a fucked up. We just paid him to do shit.
Oh man, that makes me feel worse. Like we had like two friends that didn't not like each other. They would just fuck with each other like on a different level.
He must have been a huge ass nerd, man. If you were bullying him, that motherfucker must have been a huge ass nerd. I'm fucking with you, dog. I'm fucking with you.
The Mats kid's got a fucking union, bro.
No shit.
Yeah. Numbers. It's India. That's what we do. Numbers.
I mean, no, I didn't know we were gonna get to the tongue in cheek.
Oh,
is that
hey,
our food?
who is it?
Yeah.
Is it our food? Open
Yeah.
it up. Hey, what's
Hello.
up? Come on in.
You just put it up. Yeah. Thank you, Karan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
want
You too.
Yeah, boy. Hey, welcome to Helltown Radio. What's your name, man? Lee, here you go. Lee, you're gonna have to relight this thing up. Here you go, man.
This is Chris's favorite part of the show.
Yeah, this is my favorite part of the show. So, Lee, we're doing a program called Helltown Radio. I highly recommend you subscribe and listen while you're driving. It's super fun.
Okay, hold up. I'm about to do it right now.
Yeah, Lee is the man. I got the other DoorDash driver that delivered downstairs, and so he was like, "Oh yeah, that's great." He got in his car, turned it on, dude.
I hope DoorDash doesn't see this.
My shameless promotion.
They won't.
Dude. Helltown Radio. Yeah, Lee. So Lee, man, you from Royal? You live out? Cool, man. Cool. That's awesome, man. Would you ever get out and about in town or?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, you gotta come check me out at the Catamount Lounge, man. We have cocktails, live music, entertainment. A lot of nights we do some comedy there sometimes. That's what we're doing right now. We're talking about some jokes and stuff.
I fucks with it though. All right, man. I'm on the dash, man. I'll let y'all good look, man.
Hey, one quick question.
What's up?
How many titties have you seen as a DoorDash driver?
As a DoorDash driver?
Yeah.
It's been a few. I'd say at least like six.
Six
So that's 12 titties.
Like
Six
singular
titties or six women?
like
Six
pairs?
Like 6 different.
Okay.
So you've seen 12 titties. Okay. Just making sure. 12.
And I thought it was a joke. Well, it was a joke, but it was like, yo, come here, bro, a couple times, like, yo, what the fuck? So it was funny. I was like, okay, well, all right.
Keep being funny.
Yes.
All right.
All right, Lee, take it easy, brother. Oh man, that was
Not
good.
gonna lie, 12 titties is cap. I've done DoorDash. They just told me to leave it outside the door. How do you? I mean,
I know my pops.
Uber,
He delivered.
I'll believe it.
My dad delivered pizzas for like 2 months, and he definitely came home one day and he's like, "Yep, it finally happened."
and some woman came to the door butt ass naked. He was like,
Hey.
yeah.
Are you here for?
He's like,
the
that's
pizza?
$22.49.
Did somebody order an extra sausage pizza?
She was feeling feisty. That she's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm treating myself. Have some pizza and some dick.
I mean,
Ah!
man, every time I do that, I get pepper sprayed. It's fucked up.
Actually, I've never had that. I mean, I've done 2 years as DoorDash, but I've never had that luck.
No.
Oh,
It was
man.
during the pandemic. They just kind of told me to leave it out the door.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I bet that no one wants to fuck during
Yeah.
the pandemic, but maybe they do. They don't.
Yeah, I want some COVID dick.
I'm pretty sure that was actually a thing, like where people were like, they were finding other people that they could just go to between to have a safe like booty call during pandemic. I think that
Yeah,
was a
like
thing.
they're working. They must be safe.
How did
They're
that?
essential.
You know what? How
I
did
said
that?
essential deer.
Yeah, that essential dude. Oh man, the essential oils for the essential dick. Oh my god, did that affect FetLife or FeldLife or whatever the? Life?
I don't know. Like, so I took sort of like a hiatus during like COVID because
Probably advisable.
Yeah.
working on like making David. So
Aw.
yeah, like I took a break. But when I came
Sabbatical.
back, like yes, a little bit of a sabbatical. But when I got back on, I want to say that was like 2021. That shit was like, it was weird. People were weird.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
got locked in their
yeah,
houses
no
and they were just
shit.
Yeah,
like,
they're
yo,
like-
put a toilet brush in
immediately,
there.
whenever I matched up with somebody that's like, hey, how are you doing? Can we meet? Can we meet? Can we like meet here? It was never like a place like where we can like go out and eat somewhere. It was always like, can we meet by this weird, obscure like hotel?
Yo,
or
there's a
something? Like,
dumpster
come on.
behind the
I was,
Stuffies.
I was literally about to say,
Like, are you serious right now?
yeah, I mean, like,
Yo, what you doing? I see you close. There's a dumpster nearby.
yeah.
Yeah, I love doing that on Feld. So what I do is like I'll get on the app and then I'll see like the disc because I'm a Majestic member, so it tells me like the distance of people, and I will actually like see people that are in the room like less than a mile. I'm like looking at pictures and looking at people like who here resembles whoever this guy is. A lot of the times they just show their like it's just a picture of their dick or like some weird thing. It's never their face or their face is blotted out because privacy. I'm like, dude, why are you even on Feld then?
I will show you my
Why?
penis, but my face is off fucking limits. All right. Yeah,
That's like when
I
people.
draw the line at my nostrils.
That's like when people show you their butthole, but they don't show you their nipples. I'm like, what the fuck's going on around here?
My
well,
nipples are.
I went to Catholic school, so there was there was also that like weird like
Take it into pooper.
yeah, exactly.
Take it into pooper.
the catch 22, if you will,
Yeah.
the loophole of the
Yeah.
poop hole,
Yeah.
the poop hole loophole, if you will.
Is there anything like that in Indian culture?
What?
The loophole of the poop hole?
The loophole of the poop hole?
Oh yeah.
I'm from the Indian culture. We just do rape, bro. It's actually. There's a story that came out of. I tried to use this as a joke, so I would.
Yeah, well, dude, rape is a very hard premise for a joke. All right, like that's you
I mean,
pull it off. You're a G.
It's a topical joke. So no, I talk about like I talk about. I don't think the term Redskins is offensive.
No.
I say it's more offensive to white people because like I've seen y'all when y'all get sunburnt, and then like that's what I mean. Yeah,
I love you.
Yeah.
I like that joke, dude.
I'm glad I got a laugh. Like I said, that's actual material. I gotta
You get, dude. You get that, the whole joke is really good.
But nah, so like I've been trying to add this extra part where I was like, if there was any part that like offends me, it would be the Browns. I hope that was a laugh. I hope that was a laugh.
It's a funny ass joke.
But then
It's
I'm
a
like-
really good joke.
I'm like, I hope it was the Browns because they signed a rapist. I'm like, oh, that's got to be an Indian joke. But no one got it. Because, no, there was a story that came out like a couple months ago. There was like some med student. My girl was telling me she's like a pharmacist, so she's into like Indian rape drama and stuff. And there was like a
Those you had it. Listen, if there's something you don't know about Indian
oh, there
pharmacists,
was a doctor out in Fairfax that got like kidnapped, or no, her husband killed her.
Oh
like,
yeah, that was Manassas.
Yeah.
That was the one we talked about where they
Yeah.
found all the
Manta.
blood splatter.
Yeah.
They haven't found her body. So
Yeah.
so his lawyer's
He
trying
was
to push
at
that
the
shit.
Walmart right near me. I shouldn't have said that, but now like I got. But no. So there was like some student back in like in India who got like gang raped by like 15 people. I don't know why I brought this to such the dark place, but I mean it's a Halloween episode. But yeah, she got gang raped by like 15 people, and then there was like 150 like milligrams of semen. My girl was like, yeah, that's one person is 10 milligrams. She did the math, and so that's 15 people, bro.
That's crazy.
Indians
I
are
didn't know
about the
that.
numbers.
Like, I had no idea. Now, like, I'm gonna jump into some weird ass fucking rabbit hole.
I don't
want to.
Yes.
I don't want to
Like,
bring my
let me-
people down here in Front Royal and be like, yeah, we just raped, but like, I mean, so we got our fucking history. Cool.
I mean, we all do, right?
Yeah, I believe yes. Unfortunately, that's a.
I'm of German and Spanish, as in Spain descent. So yeah,
sorry.
we all
Sadly,
have
I don't know where my people came from because we were stolen.
only half of you were stolen. The other
The
half
important half.
The,
You got- you're
the other
Native
half
American?
is white.
The other half oppressed me.
Wait, you're Native American?
No,
What the fuck are you?
I'm half black and half white,
Oh, okay.
and I ended up like this. I'm racially ambiguous. I shouldn't have said it. I should have kept it this way. I could have got funding
He
from
looks
everybody.
white.
Dude, you know when you know George is really you can
he's
tell
high
George is
yellow.
black when he sings.
Yeah, I wouldn't say the land was stolen
He's got
so
that
much as
thing.
you were stolen.
Oh yeah,
you know?
they took us, but they was like, get on that shit.
No, but seriously, have you ever heard George sing before? When he gets really soulful.
Oh,
you,
Lord.
That's when you know he's sort of
yes.
black.
That's yes, exactly. Yeah.
I heard
Which
you
is great.
sing
He offers diversity.
I
and-
heard you. What was the song you sang at the Catamount? You got a great voice, by
which-
the way.
which
Very
one?
deep, great voice. But yeah, it was the whitest song choice you could have gone with.
Oh, that's probably the one that I wrote.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the white one.
yeah. Like I said, you're whiter and whiter every day I see.
What'd you say? You called him the interracial newsy
No,
that
it-
one day? Was that you that
Interracial
said that?
no, it was interracial Peaky Blinders.
Peaky
Oh.
Blinders, yeah, Peaky Blinders. That's what it was. Peaky Blinders. I knew it was one of those.
I laughed so hard when you threw that joke. I was like, oh my god. Nailed it.
Well, it's George. It's not. It hasn't been. This is It's a relatively new thing. George and Lita went and saw Dave Chappelle last year around this time. I think we're about a year. We're about a year deep into George's transformation, and they went and so they both. Well, Lita dresses very nicely all the time. I'm not saying George doesn't, but Lita inspired George to put on a collared shirt and a Scully cap, and so a producer from the show saw them in the crowd and was like, "Hey, you guys are screen ready. Let's put you guys closer to the stage and get you in a better area or whatever." So ever since George's
They do that for shows.
Yeah, they
Oh,
do
yeah,
that.
Dress
I
nice,
didn't
like,
know
yo-
that. Like,
Yeah, it was the last Dave Chappelle
Is
special.
that how they got
Yeah.
all like the Matt Rife shows are always disabled people? Is it just like they just?
yes,
I know the
Probably.
exact opposite. There's a Jim Norton special where my friend Joel and Phil both got yanked out because they were uglier. And like apparently Jim Norton was like, I want only ugly people in the front row. So they got front row seats.
yes, because if you look, that
Fantastic.
motherfucker looks like the Penguin's bastard child. I love Jim Norton though; he's a funny ass motherfucker, and I would say that to his face.
if I ever make it and I get to choose it's just people that look like my dad, and I just want a bunch of my dads in the front row.
why is that? I gotta know.
To prove a dream.
Like, I did it.
Fuck you, dad, and I just break down in the middle of my set. It's gonna be in a theater, and everyone's like, "Yo, why is he melting down?" And I'm just like, "Fuck you, dad."
It would be better if you did like a Bollywood thing where all the dads in the front that you'd planted there get on stage with you, and you guys do a big coordinated
mob?
dance. Yeah, you do like a flash mob. Fuck you, dad. Dunga dunga diggy diggy dunga dunga diggy diggy. Fuck you, dad, or whatever. I don't know. We can work on this. We'll work on that for the music, the K Squizzy musical. The biography will be like Slumdog Millionaire, but like middle class.
Cum Dog Millionaire.
Cum Dog Millionaire. That's yeah. I mean, I don't know. Were you an adult film star before? Or?
Nah, but come. We got.
We're already prepared here.
We are very prepared here. We're presenting my friend here, Karan, with a clearance aisle box of flavored condoms
That
from
don't
Durex.
taste like shit. I told you. I licked it. It don't.
Did you open a fresh one though? Open a freshie, dude.
All right,
Here.
yeah.
All right, let's do a taste.
What flavors y'all
you
got?
want? They got apple. There's apple here. There's
Right.
banana.
Is it lubed up? If it's lubed.
It is. It's lube. It's the lube that's flavored. It's obviously you know.
Look how green it is.
I taste it.
You gotta look at.
I stand corrected though. You know the name of this dance bungalow was named after weed, actually.
Tight.
Yeah, that's a fun little fact you can take home with you.
Have you ever had how do you pronounce it? Bong bang they make like a yogurt that they extract. They get THC in like
Bang.
bong. Yeah.
Bong, yeah.
Have you tried it?
No.
Damn, dude, I want to try it. I heard it's like it's pretty good. Because
I used to have
weed is good. Weed
one of
is
my-
tight.
One of my
Weed
friend's
is
dads
tight.
was like this old hippie, and I remember he came downstairs one time and he was all high and he was wearing boxers, and his chest hair was all out, and he was all like, "Did you know they used to harvest hash off the young pubis of Indian women?" And then went back upstairs. I was like, "What? I'm 17. What the fuck are you saying?" So
Yeah.
Now we got a I remember there's the holiday holy.
nah.
Oh, actually, before I say, this does taste like green apple. Actually, I want to put that one out there. Yeah, I mean, I endorse it now. I endorse it. I said it sucked earlier. I endorse it. Thanks for the gift.
Karan Singh, he's the spokesperson for clearance aisle condoms. Everybody.
I like how it says tropical on it. But green apple is not fucking tropical.
Yeah, I was walking past the aisle and I was like, "Oh, we need these."
What other flavors they got?
They only had the variety pack.
All right, so this is amazing because it also gives you some stats on the side. So there are 12 of them. These are the normal girth model. So I wonder. I was asking earlier. I was like, I wonder if there's a chode. There's a chode model as well, or like a Drake model.
That shit got calories on it.
Yes.
Nah, they sugar free, bruh. It ain't gonna affect your keto.
It's regular thickness. These are made with latex, and they have a pleasant scent. And so we present to you, Karen, our clearance aisle box of flavored condoms.
It's a parting
from
gift.
Durex. Durex condoms, everybody. Quick in the can.
Close fit.
Wrap your shit.
Yeah. Wrap it before you slap it with Durex.
Now, like I said, my girl's on birth control. I come in that bitch like a gym sock.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that's amazing. So yeah, so how long have you been with your gym girlfriend?
It'll be a year tomorrow, I think. Actually,
No shit,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, ding ding ding. That deserves a ding. I think yeah, that gets a big ding. And what's your girlfriend's name?
Manisha.
Manisha. Shout out to Manisha. What's her last name?
I don't think she wants me to say.
Oh yeah,
her last
okay.
name.
All right. Yeah, I guess I feel that, man. Well, shout out to Manisha.
She hate when I say her name though. It's probably because it's got the name man in it, so it's it's just like if I call myself Girlrin,
I thought for a second she might have been black because I was close to Moesha.
This is probably. She said there was a black Manisha out there. I know there's a black Manisha out
Yeah,
there.
there's a
Dude, Moesha, what a great television show that ended so strangely.
Truth be told, I have not watched
I've
more than like
never watched that.
5 minutes of a Moesha show.
It went so off the rails. So it sucked. And this is like, all right. So I went on today to go watch some I went to go watch some Prim's Hood Prim's Hood Cinema today, and all of his videos were taken down. That's the Hood we've watched before.
Yeah.
And so the Moesha, he has a Moesha episode where he reviews the last episode of the whole series, and basically the production, I guess the producers weren't planning on getting canceled. They thought they were going to be able to get another season in. So the season ends with her little brother getting kidnapped by some record producers that are trying to take Ray J's take control over Ray J's rap group that includes the Black Power Ranger, and it is it's just super funny. If you watch it, I watched the episode raw, like without the whole commentary, and it is a very strange way to end a television program. Having a child kidnapped, and then I was just like, and then they just said fuck it. So
Man, that's like a different Strokes episode. I remember.
Oh yeah, the two-part.
They showed us. I remember in elementary school they showed us a different Strokes episode with the child molester, and I was like, I didn't know that was a thing that could even happen up until they showed me the episode where this dude was trying to ply him with alcohol and fucking take him to like Pinocchio's island and shit.
Hell?
Yeah, there's an episode of fucking different
I've
Strokes.
not, I didn't watch shit like that. I've like literally only watched horror.
Yeah.
Horror everything. So like when you guys talk about shows, I'm like, what the
Yeah, I was wondering, are these decorations like a yearly thing? Like,
Nah, This is Lita's set design.
Like
so.
for Easter,
Yeah.
y'all got bunnies around here, or
Nah,
like
Fuck no,
it's-
dead bunnies.
It's always horror.
Yeah.
My
how's your Valentine's days look?
We just have a
men
bunch of
getting
assorted,
murdered,
a bunch of
probably.
assorted butt plugs.
lots of
yeah.
murdering
Assorted
of
butt
men.
flavored butt plugs.
We should make a chandelier out of butt plug.
A lot. It's definitely a lot of movies that are like, good for you, girl.
Dude. So a funny story from when I was like 19, and my buddy Eric was a DJ, and so this was back during the .com like blow up era, and so all these young kids had all this tons of money. So there was these bunch of group of goth kids who were they got their money from whatever they did for AOL, and so they had a big ass mansion, and they threw a party, and they had him DJ. So I went with.
Goth Union.
Oh, dude,
Sorry.
it was super wild, man. So we go to this party, and like I'll spare all the details, just cut to the chase here. But they had decorative butt plugs throughout the entire house. There were everything. It ranged from like there was like animal ones, there was Jesus and Mary ones, there was like robot ones, there were just huge ones, small ones, thin ones, long ones. It was the most amount of butt plugs I've ever seen in one place at one time. Other decor they had fetal pigs in jars everywhere. And then those guys, and I guess they were That's right. They were graphics designers, and they were like really good at it. And they made this. They took a Babe Pig in the City cardboard cutout, and they altered it so it said Babe Pig in Hell, and had his eyes were sewn shut, and like there's like flames coming up. I always remember that shit. It was one of the most wild nights. The guy that answered the door, it looked like fucking Pinhead from Hellraiser.
That's
Like he comes to the
awesome.
door, he's wearing a leather and these nerds were rich because they were wearing like expensive ass like custom like Matrix made in the Matrix clothes. And this dude comes, he has a leather. It's not leather, it's a patent leather.
It's a gimp suit.
Essentially, it was
Yeah.
like it had a collar. It was like a big collar. It was like almost like Dracula like type collar, and it was like this whole long coat. It was all one piece of like patent leather, and it had the big sleeves, so you put your hands in. And he answers the door with like this, like, oh, enter. And it was just like, dude. And the rest of the night gets even more surreal. They filled an entire room, like big as this entire apartment, from top to bottom, with balloons. It was the birthday boy's room, and that was how their prank on him. I was like, how the fuck did you do that? It was like there was all sorts of funny shit. But
The idea of
love
a
it.
bunch of goth
I'm
kids just blowing up balloons.
They're like, we're gonna
Yeah.
do this.
yeah, it probably looks something like this. We had there was like
I feel like you need to like decorate your apartment with blown up condoms now.
No.
I mean, you can't tell what they are. They kind of look like titties right now. Look at that.
I see those things get big. You ever see people take them out the window?
don't just look at it. Oh wow.
That's
Well,
a-
yeah, that was not very durable.
I do not endorse clearance rack condoms, by the way.
I mean, he also chewed on that son of a bitch.
Oh man, that's great. That's great. Oh man. Oh. Highly informative and educational show, the Helltown Radio. We're looking to get onto PBS soon, maybe NPR. Who knows? I tried to actually holler at the river, and I was like, "Yo, why don't you let us get
Talk
on?"
to water?
No, the river. 99, the river. 95.3.
He's like Shenandoah. What you doing?
Yeah.
You got it. You mad moist.
I ate a 7-gram bar of mushrooms, and we went out to talk to the river for a while.
What did it say?
You don't want to know.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
it's just-
I'm pretty sure that's how Buddhism came. I had to read the Siddhartha book back in high school. It was just about a rich kid who was like, I'm gonna become like broke, and he just lived like a homeless dude, and then he just found a river, and he just went back and forth on it. He's like, yo, I'm gonna found a whole religion. I'm gonna get real fat, and that's like how Buddhism came to be. Which, yeah,
That's like,
I wish I had like
I'm
a
with
better
that.
like finishing, but I don't know. It's a
I'm with-
stupid
I'm
I
with
religion.
mean, isn't
I'm
it
with
all
that.
like that though?
No,
like,
no,
like
dude, whatever.
all of them.
not even. I don't know. You know, if
Every
they believe
single
in
one
a
of 'em?
god. They just got a river.
It was all of them except for the ones where the kings rewrote the books.
I don't
Like
know.
Oh, yeah,
the
the
Bible and shit.
Oh,
like,
man. I remember-
Wait a
You
minute.
strike me as someone that probably knows more about Buddhism than I do.
I know a little bit about religion.
dabble.
only to know I know enough to know that it's all sort of bullshit. But like if it gives you strength or whatever, I'm not like knocking anybody's like
Yeah, it stops you
religion
from-
or whatever. But as a reformed Catholic, it's kind of bullshit.
You ever practice witchcraft?
Oh yeah.
Yes, you do.
I be lighting them candles and sacrificing chickens. No, not chickens.
Somebody sitting around like,
She
oh
does.
My God.
She gets an 8-piece from KFC.
Yeah, no,
Douse,
I'm-
she covers it in gravy
Dude,
and just fucking goes.
That
for
Bama
it.
with the chosen hat is writing this down right now.
Put salt around me while I eat it.
Yeah. So did you go to? Did you grow up in
Sensually.
Northern Virginia, or did you? Or you're from? You're from?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
No, I'm from Ashburn like my whole life for the most part. I mean, I lived in Baltimore till I was born in Kentucky for like the first 6
Damn.
months. Yeah. You went, Hunter S. Thompson looking motherfucker. and then I went to Baltimore till I was 6. I don't remember none of it. And
Probably
then,
for the best.
Yeah, and then I just lived in the suburbs. I spent 4 years in the Blacksburg,
You would. Did
Appalachian territory. Then I lived a year in Orlando.
you go to Tech?
Hell yeah.
That's where I went to
Let's
Tech
go
as well.
Hokies. Yeah, gang,
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
go.
I mean, I really didn't have fun in college, but I did not have a good time, nor did I. I guess it was good for I had there's some good stuff that came out of it, but Blacksburg I didn't enjoy it as much as a lot of other people did.
I mean, my college experience, like, it wasn't shit. Like, like, everyone was, like, getting laid with, like, hot college blondes. And I hung out with the townies, bro. Like, everyone around me was hideous.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 29.
Okay, so they're probably like people that I was friends with in college that never left. They're the people that like, you know what I'm saying? Actually, did you ever go to the Hokie House?
Yeah, I love Hokie House.
So Brian Lobby, the general manager, that's like one of my nearest dearest friends, man. Like, in fact, we should talk to him about doing a show down there. That'd be actually
Hell
fun, dude. We can go down there.
I know Vaughn.
I got plenty of material about my life in Blacksburg back in the day. Oh my god.
I got, like I said, I could talk about. Yeah, I got this one joke, but I mean, I got jokes. I could probably talk about how I was did heroin like my last semester.
Oh no, that's wild, dude. I mean,
I feel like that was one of like them whistles. Yo, don't talk about.
No, you can talk
you
about
can
whatever
talk
you want,
about
dude.
whatever.
you can talk about whatever
We've
you
all
want,
done
dude, man. I'm like
wild drugs.
Yeah.
That wasn't on.
I've never
that
done
was-
I've never done heroin.
I was
but
like,
No, this is all right. So this is a joke I'm trying to talk about, like, on stage. Someone said this is all right. So I took a class in college on wine, actually, and I failed. It was my last semester.
how do you feel wine class?
You get
all,
shit-faced.
all I had to do was drink, and I did heroin instead. And I was like, yo, I am a really bad student.
that actually qualifies. I thought I was terrible with like my 0.1 GPA my freshman year, but Jesus, man, that was. If you failed a wine drinking class because you was too tied up on the heroin, that's you win, man.
I published a paper and did heroin the same semester.
All right. I mean, yeah. There's a lot.
I
There's
feel like
that
this is a weird time to just bring
Oh,
fun
no, no,
facts
no.
up about myself. Let's just
No, there's
change
that
the
one
topic.
there's that one professor at
Dr.
Columbia.
Carl Hart.
Yeah, dude, that motherfucker is like he's out there about it. He says,
Well, he intentionally got himself addicted to heroin to see what the withdrawal was like.
Ooh.
And he said it was bad. He didn't say it was like something you'd want to do.
Nah,
But he said it was more like the flu than it was like he's like because he's a doctor on addiction medicine. And he talked about how like stuff like alcohol is like worse to quit cold turkey. It's harder to quit.
It could kill
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
So-
and
It can
like
literally kill
Xanax
you.
too. Like
I did it for 3 months, so it wasn't like that long.
Yeah.
I was fucking with this one chick, and then once we stopped, like, I was more addicted to cigarettes. And like I said, I have this bit where I talk about, like, I don't do it much unless I'm in like in a real blue collar room or someone in front of me just talked about like going into rehab or something. But then when I graduate, 7 years clean, and then I get a little claps, like a little applause because everyone's like, oh, he's clean, and I was like, I was more addicted to cigarettes, but that's coming from the
Yeah.
heart,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Some people just like.
I'm not
for-
minimizing anyone that had to go through it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Some people just have like that. I think they're a little bit more pulled in or drawn in by it.
Yeah.
Everybody's just wired different.
I had morphine, which is sort of like the same class, and I got so sick,
Mhm.
so fucking
That's like
sick that I never wanted to do that shit again.
Yep.
I was
I
like, yep,
hate-
not for me.
I hate opiates. Like they
Yeah.
just like all my memories were just kind of me throwing like I love stimulants. Like cocaine's a fun time, but like I hate opiates. I really do. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm definitely not down with the opiates, and I'm
Yeah.
team
Nah, it's just-
ADHD. I'm on Adderall, so the stimulants don't
It's
really
just
work
like-
for me.
It's
But
a glamour drug.
smoke some
Everyone
weed.
wants to be a rock star, but honestly, That shit, it just makes you feel sick. Don't do heroin.
Yeah,
kids.
don't
do
stay away
heroin.
from drugs.
Do you have an opioid? Do you have an opioid?
So when I got my plate put in my neck, when I came out of the hospital, I was on morphine, then OxyContin, then they gave me, I guess, like Percocets, and they kept gauging that down. Because I told the dude, it was before like opiates were like a big deal, but I knew that people would I knew people that would get excited if you had like Percocets. They'd be like, "Oh, Percocet." So I was like, "Yo, these things are fucking nuts." Because it was people that like I knew, and I was like, they didn't even smoke weed, but if I said I had a Percocet, they'd be like, "Oh Lord, what's going on?" So like for me, I talked to my doctor and I was like, yo, every time gauge these down. I equated it to time travel because I would take these shits, and I also had like a fucking like bolts in my fucking skull and like a hole in my neck. So I equated it to like time travel. Like I would like take my pill and then I would wake up and like I'd be at the end of a fucking 4-hour like dog whisperer marathon on fucking Nat Geo. I'd be like, oh man, he's beating up another dog. God damn, this motherfucker just
Man, yeah. Yeah, that was fuck.
But yeah, I don't like needles. So for me, I don't think it would be a thing that I would
You
like.
can snort heroin.
Well, yeah,
You can proof it.
Yeah,
too.
I never got into it like that. But I think it's because I associate it with having like like an injury and having to like do rehab and stuff. Like not rehab, but like like rehab on my shoulders and my neck. So to me, it was like a necessary evil. But like I mean, cocaine. Cocaine. That's
You preach into the choir, baby.
That divorce dust will get you, man. You will Ric Flair your life up.
Woo! Here on the Helltown radio program, fueled by cocaine and Panda Express.
I could definitely see, like, if it gives you the same feeling that coke gave me when I was doing that shit, I could see, like, because everybody has their different things. Some people want to be up, some people want to be down. Like,
I did it to look cool. Honestly, it was just like, yo, I felt all like I was brooding. You ever watch Twilight? You're like, yo,
you was in your Kurt Cobain era.
Oh yeah, I was sexy. Like I was very unhealthy, but I had an aura to me.
The heroin chic starring
I wish
Karan
it would
Singh.
do that shit for me. It doesn't do that. I take Adderall every day, so. Cocaine's like, what? Cocaine? I take a lot of Adderall, so
it's just
that's
crazy.
that's legal crystal meth.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. But you know what? It's a bit for some people. Works.
It doesn't.
You don't act weird.
I will say my workouts were
like
intense.
Yeah, it doesn't do that. My drug of choice is acid. I
Oh,
love
dude.
acid. Woo! I will definitely.
There might have to be a Halloween.
I will go on a walkabout. With some, yeah,
you and my
seriously.
dad.
I remember one time I took acid and it was at Smith Mountain Lake, and I was so fucked up that I started walking into the water, and I got underneath the water, and I was like, yo, there ain't no air out here. I was like, I should probably start walking back towards where I can breathe.
I was so mad. I was so mad because like I rented the boat, so I had to be the responsible fucking person who drove the boat around Smith Mountain Lake while everybody got fucked up. And I told him, I was like, save one for me for when we like dock and like I can chill. Like apparently he had it in his pocket and he jumped in the water like an asshole, and there was no.
Yo,
more
this dude was
acid.
so fucked up on acid, right?
All
So like.
gone.
I'm fucked up on acid. So we come out off the boat, and he reaches in his pocket, and he pulls his hand out, and they were gel tabs, and his hand was blue because he just reached in, and they'd all melted inside of the bag. And he was like, help me. I can't quantify how much it's in my hand. And I was like, I can't help you. And I just walked back into the woods. I was like,
I was the only sober person there. I was so fucking pissed, dude. And by the time we got back and like settled and like cooked everything, there's no more beer left. And fuck Virginia for having their stupid ass motherfucking like 12 o'clock law. We couldn't go anywhere to get beer, so I was just there, and everybody's like zooted out.
It was awesome though. We was laying in
sober
the middle of the
fuck.
road, and then like something furry walked by, and I was like, that might have been a dog. And I was like, that wasn't a dog, that was a bear. Let's slowly walk back to this cabin.
Moonwalk.
Oh, the stars are so beautiful at Smith Mountain Lake too.
Oh my
like
God.
it's gorgeous.
That's it. Acid trip.
We saw Orion's. I wasn't even on acid. Sadly, I was not on acid, but I saw Orion's belt like about 3 o'clock in the morning. That was amazing, and we saw some shooting stars.
I saw a guy try to give me kratom, and then need to take.
That guy. The other Adam.
There was this dude that didn't wear a shirt the whole time we were there. And he kept talking about how he had an AR-15 in the back of his CRX. And then he left. And he came back. And he didn't come back until we was already packing up. And we found out, like, he had, like, kratom and fucking laxatives in the refrigerator.
He got mad because somebody took his. I think it was
milk.
Adam.
he had Fairlife milk, and he was so fucking furious. He drove all the way back. He was gone for like a half an hour, and he was like, "Where's my fucking milk?"
So mad.
Man. Yeah, actually, so when I was in Blacksburg, I had a couple of, like, so one time I busted my knee, and the doctor I had would just give me these buckets of Lortabs, and I'd just get them, and she would be like, yeah, whenever you need a new one, whenever you're out of it, just hit me up, no problem. And it was
Lortabs?
Yeah. Like, before, you know what I'm talking about?
Nah,
yeah, they're like, it's an opiate, it's a pretty strong opiate. And so
the opiates from back in the day.
Yeah, this was when the companies were making billions and billions of dollars fucking us all
Them
up.
Sacklers.
Back when they gave you the good shit.
Yeah.
The Sacklers. I still need to watch that.
And there wasn't like a lot of awareness at that time because it was just you're getting it from the doctor, so it's fucking fine, right? So I got like, dude, so I couldn't walk because I destroyed my knee in a skateboarding accident, and so I sat on my couch for like 4 months and just straight Elvised it, and I was eating just popping Lortabs and eating fried chicken because my roommate was a manager at KFC at the time, and he would steal bags of the frozen chicken and bring it home, and we had deep fryers, so we just deep fry our own KFC at home.
Nice.
It was fucking fantastic, and I would sit there and just eat KFC. I watched The Sopranos, Oz. I remember watching all this shit, but I gained 50 pounds in that 4-month period. I got so fat, it was ridiculous. But then my second one about living out there. So back in the day when marijuana was considered the devil in Virginia, I got in trouble for selling some, and I ended up, there you go. And I ended up peeing dirty my like very first urine screen, and they were like, "You have to go to rehab." And I had to go to a 28-day inpatient rehab. And when I got there, like that scene from Half Baked when he's like, "You in here for some marijuana?" Because they're like, "All right, what's your?" Because you brought, and the only reason that I even remember this because you said the term drug of choice earlier, and that was it there. So I remember walking into this place, and they're like, "Okay, you need to say your name and then tell us your drug of choice." And I'm like, "Yeah, my name's Chris, and my drug of choice is marijuana." And dude, yeah, everybody in the room was like, "Oh shit!" And this is back before OxyContin.
Let's rape them.
Yeah, no.
Boo this man.
Boo. Yeah, it was actually weird. It was a really weird group of people. They all knew each other because they were all fucked up on OxyContin. And this is when OxyContin had just started popping off. It was Pulaski County, Virginia, down there where Radford is where was one of the genesis.
Yeah,
points.
Pulaski. That's what I had to do. I failed the drug test there, but like I had probation and I failed my drug test, but this was my first drug test.
Did you go to the same place?
Yeah, in Pulaski. Yeah.
What is it called? The little house on the side of the road thing. You went there too?
No, it's in the middle of bumfuck nowhere.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
But yeah, no, I remember my PO officer was so fine, and I told her before I came in, because
Damn, PO, you got a fat ass.
I didn't know I was gonna get drug tested. I got in trouble because of an alcohol thing, so I didn't know they're going to drug test me. I didn't know it was like, I mean, I probably should have, but I told her right away it was a swab test. I was like, I smoked on the way here, and she was mad cool about it. She's like, just don't do it again.
Yep.
And then I just never got drug tested. I saw her one time. I did my community service early, and she's like, "You don't got to see me again." And that was the worst probation. It was like the easiest probation. They have no law and order in Pulaski.
Oh man,
I love it.
Mine, I had to do mine in Manassas, and it was. I decided to go out with a bang. I was like, I'm not gonna be able to smoke weed no more. They ain't gonna piss test me on this first one because it was like a counseling group. Like it wasn't like the police or anything. And I walk in there, and this is old white dude with a cross on his wall. I was like, "Fuck, I'm fucked." And like he came in, and he was like, "You ready to take this piss test?" And I was like, "I guess I am." So I take it in there, and I was like, he comes back, he's like, "You tested positive for a lot of stuff." And I was like, "Ah, shit. There's cocaine and there's marijuana in here, definitely." And I was like, "Ah, yeah, I did them." So my 3 weeks got extended to 20 weeks.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
But it gets better. One of the dudes right before I got out, he disappeared from our group. And then, like, they were like, he's going to come back. And my last class, the dude comes back, and he tells the story of what happened. This motherfucker stabbed somebody over some fucking Xanax in fucking Haymarket. They had to airlift him and the other person because they just shanked the shit out of each other. And then right at the end, she's like, so how were you passing our urine screenings? He was like, synthetic urine. Like I thought he was gonna say synthetic urine, but he was like stopped himself and he was like, I just used to work out really hard. And I was like, thank God, because I passed piss tests with synthetic urine like 4 times on that motherfucker. I was like, just in case, I want these levels to be low.
Fetish
I used
urine.
to-
It's called fetish.
Fetish.
You
Like,
ever
when
need
you
Yeah.
go to
the
this
whole
place, it says
synthetic urine
fetish.
in though. Durex condoms, clearance rack, they're cheaper.
Nah, you it actually comes in a fucking bottle that's got a temperature gauge on it. So you just stop by
That shit
the
works.
closest 7-Eleven, put it in for 30 seconds, then you just go into your thing and it'll be straight.
So I used to do this thing, right? So my I'd had to go to this when ASAP was extremely astringent and they were making money like a motherfucker. They would piss test you every week, and so I remember, or ADS, that's what they called it. And so I would get my friend's little brother, who was 15, to pee for me right before I go. And I made a contraption where I made a harness around my chest, and I would duct tape it down, and it had a bag that I got. It was an IV bag, and I'd inject the IV bag with his pee, and I'd keep it on my arm, and I ran a tube down my front, and I put a C clamp on the end, or a little pinch clamp on the end of it. And I would go, and that's how I do it. It would stay warm because it stayed against my body.
You see one big tricep on one arm.
Well, no, I put it up.
That motherfucker jerks off a lot.
No, you had to put it up and then really tuck it up in
Yeah.
your armpit because that way it would
They
stay
check
warm.
the temperature.
And but
They
also to
definitely
get the
do.
pressure to push
Yeah.
it through the pipe. And so, but I passed like 20 tests like that. And then one time, my PO, I think he knew what was up, and like so I was like, we got there, and I was like, usually the first thing they do is they piss test you. You know, I had the urine. It was whatever. He's like, he wanted to sit down and fucking talk about shit before he gave me the piss test, and then he did. So when I did it, the urine did not, like, I guess it was pretty cold in the office, and like it just did not stay cold and or stay warm enough, and I got caught. And he was like, that's a one time or two. I got caught 2 times. That was one of them. Yeah, that sucked, but.
Louis wants to know how the condoms taste.
The strawberry was strawberry-licious. It was strawberry-licious. Highly recommend. Go for it if you want to spice up. You're in Joe's OnlyFans. Shout out to Louis. Louis, when are you guys gonna come on the show again?
I need to see you guys because I didn't get to see it the first time.
We're doing
experience.
Tuesdays, and I think we're going into we're booked pretty much to the new year. So
we can bump
success,
somebody for the
baby.
supervillains.
we could. I think. Yeah.
We can make arrangements.
The supervillain?
We have some. Yeah, the supervillains, dude. They're probably our most prolific. Well, no, I guess not. Mike Casey's definitely our most prolific person.
Yeah, he's been
considering.
on
2 times with.
Oh,
with
she clarified. She meant the fetish piss.
Does it taste good?
It's salty. It's real and lifelike.
Did you try?
No.
Life hack. If you
Are we tasting piss now?
it's really
I
good.
don't like this game.
It's really good if you take a pretzel and you base the outside with butter and then you sprinkle it with the fetish urine. It's it's a lot
I like salty and savory, so maybe if there's like
you know what?
put a little honey on that.
Throw a
shit.
little stevia on that piss.
Yeah.
We are definitely this might be the most weird thing we've ever talked about. We have officially talked about the weirdest thing ever on this show right now.
Have you ever tasted piss?
No.
Okay, good. I haven't either. I haven't either. Like I was always like enamored by that bear dude that's like drink your piss, like
Bear Grylls.
yeah, that guy. So like now I'm super curious. What does it taste like?
I mean,
I gotta know.
With hit.
There's nothing stopping you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to drink my own piss.
You know who should we ask?
I want, like
Someone else's.
We gotta ask Ryan Daniels, the magician.
Oh
the
yeah,
piss
Ryan
of
definitely
magician,
drinks
yeah.
piss.
Dude, speaking of, man, those tricks that he did last night were mind blowing, dude. They were
Really piss fueled.
Yeah. He was like, all right, maybe these
see,
guys are gonna be
like,
so
when he
enthralled
did
by
that
this.
card trick here, that
Yeah.
the weird pull the string, that shit didn't.
No, the one with
Didn't-
the hook scares the
It scares
shit out
the
of
It
me.
fuck out of
doesn't-
me too.
that
man.
doesn't-
I want to pull the string
See,
so bad.
Me, I'm so desensitized by all the horror movies that I watch that I'm not impressed by that. But when he did that card shit, I was like, wait a minute, how you do that?
How do you do
How
that?
did you do that? Yeah, that.
Yeah, the one last night with
I was
that
thinking
orange
about that
card,
all night
the
long.
double trick was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, see, I'm more into that, not into the gore. The gore does, unless your heart comes shooting out of your mouth or out of your ass. It's not gonna
The
impress me.
person wearing a Freddy Krueger shirt tells me they don't want gore.
Yeah, I mean, because I've seen it all. I've seen it all.
Yeah, on
I've seen
TV.
Nah, she be watching gross shit.
Yeah,
I've been
I don't want anything
Like
to
for
happen
real,
to
like beat
Buddy.
this. Like if I say like I got hurt on my job, oh let me see,
Yeah, I'm like, ooh, let me. See.
unwrap that shit.
I'm I'm the generation that watched Rotten.com
Oh god,
all the time.
dude. Rotten, like
It's still a thing.
oh yeah, I
It's
tapped out
still
once
a
I saw
thing.
the Pennywise bass players like fucking suicide pick. I was like,
Yeah,
you know what,
it's
I'm
terrible.
done.
I've seen it all.
He was non-existent.
No, it's grody
Yeah.
to the max. Not for me. It's not for me.
Louis says faces of death.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Faces of
That's
Death.
perfect.
That was like,
Perfect.
yeah, everybody, you get that from your older brother. You got from your old friend, from your friend's older brother.
Oh yeah,
He always
that-
had like a nice like wispy mustache and like you know,
those.
sell you an eighth for $75.
There were certain VHSs that got put in the adult section no matter what. Faces to Death was always there, and UFC fights, like old UFC cards for some reason. I don't know if they thought it was like super gory or something, but those would
Well,
always
they were
be
more
back there.
brutal back in the day.
Oh yeah,
man.
they definitely like would punch each other right in the nuts.
They'll put like a sumo wrestler up
Yeah.
against a midget, bro. And
Oh dude,
Exactly. That was the
the first
UFC
one
was the shit, dude.
the first one they had this dude named Gerard Gordeau, and he was like this French fighter that was known to like bite people and like do fish hooking, where you like
Yeah.
dig into like wounds and open them up, and that was
Yeah.
like one of the few things you couldn't do. And fucking, he kicked this dude. I think his name was Tuli Tule in the fucking face. He was a Samoan fucking sumo wrestler, and you can see if you slow it down, you can see his front two teeth just fly out of his fucking mouth because he's like on the ground trying to stand back up, and this dude's like, "Nah, not today," and just blasts his fucking face, and you just see like two little teeth just would just fly out, like yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
But yeah, old UFCs were awesome.
Man, yeah.
They be coming out like there was this one dude named Joe San who like the guy that played Odd Job in Austin Powers.
Yeah.
He ended up actually getting convicted for rape. He's in jail now.
Yeah.
But that dude was in a fight, and when he came out, he had a big ass cross on his back, and he like walked out to the ring with like a big ass like fucking. This shit was like 8x2s. Like all like oh no, drug it all the way to the ring, and then got his ass beat. He actually got
he just tired himself out.
this dude took him down. Right, this is the first time this happened. It was like
I thought
UFC.
about that too. I was like, on his back, huh?
Oh yeah, it was like over there, and he's dragging it, and then he gets in the ring. This wrestler takes him down, and he's holding him. Like this dude gets him in like a chokehold and is trying to hold it. Joe San. And this dude is just like, oh shit, you fucked up because his hands are all tied up, and he just starts blasting him in the balls. Like this dude's on his back, and this guy's like, ha ha, ground and pound your testes until he tapped out. Like you know how hard, like how many times you like with a cup you got to get hit in the balls to be like, oh, I'm done.
Yeah,
Like
I
it's
don't
gonna
know.
hurt, but like
I won for me.
Some people fight
One
in the
for me, I'm
mantis.
like-
I fight in the squirrel. I go for the nuts.
You ever seen Orgasmo?
Oh god,
The,
such a
the
great
Mads-
movie. That's
hamster
probably
style.
the only hokey, shitty comedy movie that I'll ever watch.
Hokey?
Yeah, it's hokey.
Like,
It's
Yeah.
Not like a hokey, but like
It's-
not like
I
not
like
a
the
British
base-
There's
tattoo.
another word for hokey besides your mascot?
Yeah, like when it's like kind of like chintzy or like
What the
not
fuck
well
is
made.
chintzy?
Not well. Not
that's
well
white
made.
people talk for like
Not
yeah,
well
like,
made.
How is the vernacular here in Front Royal?
Man, it's
Oh,
extensive.
it
brother.
depends on how thick the accent is
Yeah,
and how many cousins deep they are.
hamster
whether
style.
they have a collarbone
Yeah.
or not.
There's a lot of collarboneless motherfuckers out here.
Yeah.
For-
There's what was that family called? This that's actually
the
a thing.
cousin fuckers. I don't know.
No, that's actually a thing.
Cousin. Fucking
Yeah, I know that I should know this name.
Adam actually showed me a whole like he was like, when we first moved here, he's like, did you see this? It's the whole family. They just fuck each other. They have no collarbones. I'm like, what? Yeah, he knows all about that shit.
That's wild.
I'm gonna have to message him. And be like, who's that family?
Who's the inbreds?
Who's the inbreds of Front Royal?
I mean, I probably seen him. I was at the laundromat one day, and this dude walks up, and like I hadn't seen him made eye contact or anything, and I had to see this little dude. He's about like I don't know, like shorter than you, and he was like, you got any scrap? And I was like, yeah, we're in a laundromat. So if you would have told me that guy was one of the collarboneless people.
What scrap was he looking for?
I guess scrap metal. I don't know. Like, I was like, no, sir, I don't. And I went back to putting my stuff in the laundry. But it's Front Royal. I'm not surprised at all. Like, when I first moved here, I don't know what happened, but I know there used to be a lot more homeless people here. So there was a lot more interesting interactions. I definitely, I would always try to give, protein bars or something if I saw somebody walking. There's one particular gentleman, he was walking. It was, pretty cold. I want to say it was, November or maybe early December, and he was wearing, a blanket around him, and he was walking. And I stopped a little bit right before the light by Martin's. And I was like, I got a protein bar. I was like, hey, you can have this. And he was like, oh, no, thank you. And just kept walking. I was like,
fuck your protein bar.
Saw that same dude when I was walking my dog one time. He came out right from behind the Martins, and he wasn't wearing a blanket. It was the summer, and he put his arms up like this, and all of a sudden I looked down at the same time he did, and he realized when I realized that his gold thong was showing. So, I had so many questions.
I mean, when you're homeless,
Hey,
you're gonna hold on to every bit of clothing you can, really.
Is that the dude with the the wild afro?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I saw him I think the last time I saw him was last month, and he was just chilling, walking down.
Oh
the
yeah,
street,
no. Like,
shopping
if
cart.
anybody fuck with him, they're an asshole. He seems to be a dude that leaves people alone. But it was astounding to me. Those are the only two interactions I've had with him.
Well, yeah, I think I like always going behind the KFC. There's the whole they're no longer, it's no longer called homeless. What's it called? Houseless?
Unhoused.
Unhoused, yes. And yeah, dude, they all be hanging out back there. They have a whole ass little community.
Oh yeah.
It's cool. One guy set up a little store.
That makes that 7-Eleven super interesting, dude.
They have their own power structures. There's one.
Yeah, dude.
There's a leader.
I'm the treasure.
I am the king of the
KFC
Unhoused.
parking lot. I am the KFC of the king of KFC parking lot.
Speaking of homeless things that have to do with homelessness, a woman convicted of murdering her husband and burying him under a concrete slab. Apparently, before she brought him back to the house and buried him in the slab, she dropped his body off dismembered inside of a fucking suitcase and left it there, and then went back, thought better of it, and had a concrete slab poured. Some construction guy.
She's just kidding. I need this back.
Well, I think she probably panicked because she thought she was going to get caught.
She threw her husband. Wait, what? She threw her husband, and they pavemented him.
Well, basically, in their backyard, there was an awkward concrete slab that she had poured years ago, and they found out when they, sold the house that she had in fact buried his dismembered body inside of the concrete slab.
Her
You'd be
husband.
surprised so many. That's happened so many fucking times.
It
now.
sounds
It's
like an Edgar Allan Poe book for real. But
what about that chick that was found in a I'm sorry, but if you're selling a freezer to somebody, you would think that you would check the freezer, right? Just check, make sure there's nothing in there. Wasn't it the freezer was at the house when they moved in, and then they sold it to somebody, and there was body parts.
Yeah, so the body parts found in Colorado freezer identified as Harris County teen who hadn't been seen since 2005.
Wow.
It's got to be the laziest serial killer, the least methodical serial killer.
So the owners of this freezer, what did they say?
So apparently, according to a neighbor, the new owners of the Grand Junction house held a garage sale. So the previous owners had left a lot of their stuff.
You check your shit before you sell it. That blows my mind.
But apparently they were.
I've seen Dexter, bro. This dude ain't cut from that cloth.
Apparently the neighbor was showing it to different people, and when he opened up the freezer, they moved some meat, and all of a sudden a human head fell out of a plastic bag.
Oh my god!
Along with the head,
Nice.
hands were also found in the freezer. The rest of Overstreet's body has not been found. Amanda Overstreet was 16 when she went missing.
You would think that he would clean, at the very least, clean it out before he sold it.
Maybe he
was
wanted
just
to do it.
selling it as is. I mean, that looks suspect as fuck. When a new owner I didn't know about this. Are you
I
serious?
get the little Zodiac killer. Yeah, will they catch me? But you kind of your name is on Facebook Marketplace. I feel like there's a.
It's just weird. It just seems
pretty easy.
It seems so weird that he didn't they didn't check it. But who was the previous owners? Have they found Has there been any like sort of like development?
Well, apparently there's no evidence that she was ever reported missing.
That's not
But they
good.
do not say.
Wait, they forgot about the person? Like,
Well, like,
that person was.
Who doesn't like? Yeah,
Wait, how
that
lo-
means
long
either
ago
their
was the
family
person killed?
or. 'Cause she was like 16, right?
Yeah, so they haven't said anything. They've just announced that they found the body and identified through DNA.
Wow, that's
And
fucking
that
wild,
was
dude.
the 12th of this month is when they finally
I'm
identified.
gonna have to like follow up with that. That's crazy. Like you're selling shit out of your house. You would think like there have been times where I've moved into a house and there's like stuff there and I'm like, oh, what's this? And I'm like, it's not worth anything. But I look through it like if it's like a
Well, where's
suitcase, I
the-
open
You know what's
it
even
and I
crazier?
throw that shit away. Like. You think he would have opened the fridge before being like,
Well-
you guys want to buy this fridge?
Yeah.
You think you know what's even crazier than that is the fact that motherfucker killed and chopped up a little kid. I mean, that's pretty fucking
Well, I
crazy.
mean, no,
man.
like,
so if
this-
you're that
thi-
crazy, I mean,
These are new owners. These are totally new owners. They just didn't think to open the fridge before having this cell. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
I
kinda-
mean,
it's-
I don't know.
it's
I'm a
wild.
pothead. I'd probably forget to check the fridge.
Well, they don't say in here. They said it was
It's a
left there by
pothead
the.
serial killer.
It was left there by the.
Yeah, they said the previous owners left it. They didn't identify who the previous
Dude.
owners were.
I gotta know.
Yeah.
Know. Now I'm gonna like.
If it was her family or anybody related to her, yeah, they definitely killed
yeah,
her.
if they didn't like.
But yeah,
report
like I'm
her
sure they're going to be able to
missing.
find this person. If you sell a house and leave a dead body inside, what if he was in his new house? He's like, the dead body.
Oh, dude, this has happened before where
What?
a person bought a house and there was like a barrel in the corner of the garage and
Like Tarman and shit.
yeah, it was
I better
totally
get a
sealed. They
fucking
did.
discount.
It
Oh.
didn't smell like anything, so they got rid of it. But when they were getting rid of it, I guess somehow it opened or something, and they were like, "Wait a minute," and there was a body in there. So it's happened
That's-
before.
Always
That's the
buy
thing.
always buy a freezer with a lock
Yeah,
on
wait.
it.
That person doesn't have. Because how do you kill someone and just like, oh yeah, I did that last Wednesday?
I guess it's
maybe some people forget about it. Like they kill
How
somebody.
do you forget
and
about
it's
it?
been
You
so
know,
many.
two
Like they do
ways.
it so many times that it's like
exactly.
they don't even know. And
Are
like
there people missing?
they're like, "Fuck, I
Oh,
gotta
yeah,
sell
yeah.
this house."
So like I know in certain places they're hot spots. Like there's an area in between El Paso and
There's a
Mexico.
Rainy Street killer right now.
the killing
Yeah,
fields.
yeah. Like there's a bunch of Mars Volta. Like I think they did a whole album about it. But it's definitely like there's these hot spots where you don't know if it's just like there's a lot of people that aren't really members of society that people keep tabs on, whether they're like sex workers or people that are just have serious drug issues where there's not. You think you Left Eye Lopez?
That was shout out, or rest in peace, Lisa Left Eye Lopez, everybody.
But
That's all I do. I had it. I think, yeah. Being silly.
ain't no scrubs.
I've been watching a lot. I've been reading a lot of the conspiracies on that though.
Oh yeah. There's tons.
Yeah, between her and Aaliyah.
To kill Michael. Do you see the one with what's it, Sia? She had that like cryptic message where it's like every letter was supposed to spell out like Beyonce kidnapped me. I heard it was on Photoshop though, but I want it to be real.
Dude.
I the part that really fucks with me is that Jay-Z is now involved. Like I never cared about Diddy because I mean I could do
It
without
makes
We
sense.
Ain't Going. You know I could. Jay-Z, that one breaks my heart. It
So with
really
Jay-Z,
does.
That surprises you.
I mean, no, it doesn't.
He's
it
like
just
the
breaks-
Black Tom Cruise, dude.
I like
guy-
Jay-Z.
I mean,
well, for me
he's
with
alright.
Jay-Z, like
he's alright.
Like,
Blueprint was
He's
classic.
He's a good guy.
The Black Album, like if I want to know what era Jay-Z, like when did he start doing this?
I would
weird
say
shit?
it's post
I
Best
could
of
do-
Both Worlds tour.
Yeah, I could do without Magna Carta or the 444. I don't need those
Which
albums.
All right, so
I
there
don't
is.
ca- Let me keep the Black Album. Let me keep the Black Album. Please
Well,
let me have that.
It's probably when he
innocence.
started growing his hair out and stopped being really a music artist.
Yeah, when he tried to be Basquiat.
Yeah, like I think there's a. You haven't heard a new Jay-Z song in years.
Maybe he is Basquiat.
I tried to
Dun,
buy a
dun,
Basquiat
dun.
jacket from TJ Maxx, or I bought one. I might return it because it's too flashy for me. But I got like it's just fresh as shit. Like it's
I wish
got,
you
like,
had worn it.
Well, now wear
yeah,
it, man.
I mean, because it's not me. It's not me. You know, like I'm more Modelo t-shirts. But like, it was fresh as shit, and so I bought it. And like some Puerto Rican guy came up to me and he was just like, "Yo, are there any more?" And I was like, "I hope so." But like I was like, "I'm keeping this one because like I said, it was fresh, but it's just not me."
You should have got his number because now you could sell it.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, I'm thinking like Jay-Z. You thinking like Jay-Z? You know that, right?
Stack these dollars.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could see Jay-Z doing it just because of his status now. He's such a a mogul type dude. I could see dudes that have too much money having a predilection towards like pushing limits and like ending up in a situation where they're like,
I don't even know.
"Yeah, I'm going to do a Diddy party."
Limit.
I mean, it's like, well, I mean,
Grab a
I'm
bottle,
sure there are people that are
baby,
compromised, but like, I was listening to Peter Thiel on Joe Rogan, and
Yeah.
you know, Peter Thiel, he's like one of the like the PayPal bros and stuff.
Yeah.
So he was talking about, and like, I mean, this is a very, I feel like, reasonable theory, but coming from someone like Peter Thiel, who's probably in those like circles and stuff. He was just like, nah, don't even, you know, he's like, it's crazy that all these people are going on this pedophile island. He's like, don't even think it as like that. It's a form of blackmail. Because blackmail's been used forever. So it's like, if you want to get higher in like these, like, you know, levels, you want to be the CEO of Apple or something.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's a CEO, you know what I mean. But like, it's like, yeah. You're like, all right, now we need something incriminating of you, just so we have something.
Well, I mean, that's all the way goes back to like
the beginning of man.
Well, like the big first one that everybody noticed before Alex Jones lost his shit, he like snuck into Bohemian Grove, and there was all these rumors about stuff they did. And there was recordings about Nixon being like, "This is the faggiest shit I've ever been to." And shit like that. So people always were like, you know, it's private. There weren't like women weren't even allowed to work there until like the mid 90s, like all this other stuff. But when Alex Jones went there, there's like a bunch of shit that they do that's just odd. Like they have this thing called the cremation of care in front of the statue of Moloch as a Semitic god that they used to sacrifice babies in front of. And they do a mock burning of a baby inside of a manger. And they like all these dudes come out like with like druid like torches and shit, and then all of a sudden Walter Cronkite's voice comes through and narrates everything, and that's all like documented. It's like, yo, and that always just seemed weird. It was like, why are they getting in the woods and just being weird? But that started off as like an artist commune. Like Jack London and a lot of writers from back then would go into the middle of the woods and like just like be in these cabins and have like these writing retreats, and slowly like businesses and government people started to like, you know, get their own cabins, and it became this big complex. So that always seemed weird. And then the Epstein thing, that seemed like a government operative, like they're trying to get dirt on people. Like I don't know what country it would be for. A lot of people said it was Mossad, but like I think Diddy's the same thing. It's just a different culture doing the same thing. This dude realized he could exercise power over people by knowing their secrets and creating an environment where things that are socially unacceptable or acceptable in here, and nobody's judging you.
Freak off.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, he has like videotapes. Like that's the thing about Diddy is like he would not only did he have these videotapes, but like the reason that people started coming forward is because they were like, yo, he's, you know, trying to exercise power, extorting me, or like making me do things because he has this dirt on me.
I just thought it was crazy that they gave him like a 6-month head start. If they raise your house,
he should have been in Antarctica.
If they raise your house in L.A., don't go to your house in New York. He
did do some wild shit when all that stuff came out. Apparently,
international waters.
Well, he stayed at one of his houses and had a plane fly, like his private plane fly with nobody in it, to like the Bahamas. So everybody thought he was in the Bahamas, but he was still at his house. So that was a dumb move. He should have taken a boat to somewhere else.
Dude, did he not learn anything from the Hypnotize video? He could have just taken it to international waters. Jesus Christ, dude.
Could have started Diddy Island.
Yeah, man, like you just become a pirate. Can you imagine if Diddy then?
No, he was a pirate.
Oh yeah, butt pirate. How's you doing?
My favorite thing right now is watching all of the where wherever he made like guest appearance.
Oh yeah, being all
Where-
nice to him and him
like,
being weird.
Him being super
The Mike
fucking
Tyson
weird.
joint?
Yeah, bro.
Oh,
To-
dude.
Yeah, he
to
is-
try
he-
to, to
yeah, he
try
is-
to
he goes-
molest Mike Tyson
He's
like,
is
Yeah,
crazy.
and then
He's trying to
yo,
grab
Mike
his hand.
Tyson.
Yeah.
That's like trying to molest a tiger. What the fuck was he thinking, yo?
A
Like,
tiger,
Yeah,
that dude, that's like trying to molest a blender.
Yeah,
like
dude.
that is like, dude,
You're too close.
Jesus, dude.
You were too close to his hands to like even be in a like inappropriate conversation. I can't believe like because he actually puts his hand on him, and then you see Mike Tyson be like, "Nah, get your hand off me."
He goes. This dude really is about the Benjamins. And I'm like, dude, he's exactly what he
That
says right after.
shows me how powerful money is if you
Yeah.
think you can rape Mike
Oh,
Tyson.
you got to be paid.
Oh, dude.
You know, 'cause
I don't see him going down without a fight. Mike Tyson's gonna fuck it. Like, he's gonna bite your nose
yeah,
off,
he's gonna
yo.
bite fucking ear.
I like Mike Tyson a lot. I admire him as a person. But I'm gonna tell you one thing: if I was on a talk show with him, I would sit at least as far as you two are right
you don't
now,
wanna
and
be-
I would put that pillow in between us. There would be like just so I felt psychologically a little safer.
You heard about that one guy on the flight who just like kept on trying to take pictures?
Oh
of Mike
yeah.
Tyson?
You gotta be fucking retarded just to like the size of the dude alone, and he's like, wow, that dude looks like he used to be an athlete, like even when he was out of shape. Now, like he's back in shape. I couldn't believe if anybody tried to fuck with that dude. Like,
Yeah,
I do.
I mean, it was just like I guess like Mike Tyson just protrudes. Yo, I'm nice. I'm Mike Tyson. But like
Well,
that, he just
That some of the calmest people,
to take a friendly fire for Mike Tyson, a civilian
gotta-
shot
dude.
for Mike Tyson.
fighters aren't out looking for fights. I've like been
Oh, I
around
know that,
so
yeah.
many fighters. And they are the calmest people in public, especially in like situations where people are being like disrespectful. They're not like they're like
Yeah.
I fight people all the time.
Well,
It's
you
not a
get in
big deal.
trouble.
Well, like
It's a
you
whole new
could, but
crime.
there's also this thing where like if somebody comes, like if your kid comes up to you and is like, "I'll fuck you up, Dad," you're like, "Yeah, sure."
But it's like it's like the same thing to try to pet a tiger and think, I mean, it's
I'll
like
slap
I
him in
see
the face.
the fucking Joe Exotic does it. It's his tiger, and then you try to pet his tiger, but you ain't Joe Exotic.
Dude, Joe,
Yeah.
the
Shout
best.
out Joe Exotic. How's
the
Joe
be-
Exotic doing, man?
Oh, he's trying to get out of jail.
He's
Still-
been
He's
trying.
still in jail.
Well, I think he's sick, so he
'Cause
wants to
that
get out of
bitch.
jail. Dude, the wildest shit I've ever seen was him when he was about to get fucked up by them fucking like tigers inside of like his little big pen or whatever, and he was having to like get away, and nobody was coming to help him. I was like, yo, what the fuck? If you're in a like animal retreat and you're being like, help me,
Yeah, that's
nobody
how you know
runs,
your fucking
you're an
police
asshole.
hate you.
They were like, oh,
Let that
I don't want to do
motherfucker
meth anymore with this guy. It's turning all of us gay.
No, that the wildest shit that I saw on that whole show was the dude killing himself. I was like,
Oh yeah, where he like on camera, this dude like everybody seen Tiger
The
King.
look
right?
on his face,
You gotta
he was like-
remind me of a lot. Someone
So,
killed himself.
at
One of
one
his
point,
Yeah, his
yeah,
boyfriend.
his young boyfriend.
It was his husband.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
a-
the
okay.
young
Yeah,
one.
it was
Like he had like
19.
this 19-year-old
Yeah, he was
dude
playing with a
playing with the
gun.
gun, drunk as shit, and he was like, "It's not loaded," and there was one in the chamber, even though he didn't have
Yeah.
the mag in.
You think Joe Exotic was involved in this
No.
massage?
No,
Nah,
he
nah.
wasn't even. He wasn't even there when it
He's
happened.
just getting meth heads like.
He wasn't
Yeah.
even
He
there when it
gets-
happened. It was like another person that was there that was like,
And you don't see him do. You see a little bit of motion,
yeah,
but you see the other person's
Yeah,
reaction
and
face
he's
first in the
just like-
camera.
He stands there. He's just like
he's
frozen
like
for
totally
like.
shocked. He's
Yeah.
like, and you
Get
see
this,
him
get
like
this, get
jolt,
this.
like,
He
like he didn't
definitely
even know what to do. Like,
yeah,
like-
he, like he didn't have words for a hot minute, and then he gets on the radio and he's like, he says what happened, but like that shit's
like, how do you explain that? Like, yo, this guy just shot.
yo, he just shot himself right in front of me. I mean,
I mean,
rest
there's
of the day
cameras
off.
to show
Yeah,
that
but
he
wait,
didn't have
those-
anything to do with it, but still, that
Yeah.
shit's fucking wild.
Well, it's
That was the wildest shit that I
that's-
saw on that show.
But that's like guns, right? In general, guns are fun as fuck, right? But the way those
No,
guys
they're not.
handled guns,
Yeah,
the way those guys handled guns was like just like it was so reckless and weird. Like it was like when people play with guns, like there's some of these guys.
it's not
on-
a toy.
Yeah, and you feel bad for the guns. You're like, yo, no one's feeding them, and it's.
exactly, man.
I get the metaphor.
But you know what I'm saying? Like those guys were so crazy. Like the videos they would do, they were getting all that tannerite and fucking
Oh, yeah,
blowing,
blowing
shit
shit
up.
up.
Yeah, dude. It's not like they were just out there doing target practice.
Some people,
They were
I
just
mean, they were
fucking
also
wilding.
not to defend him, but devil's advocate. They was on a lot of meth. He was turning straight
Sure.
dudes gay with meth.
Yeah, no shit, dude. That must be really weird, man. Like I could never in a million years think as like my two vices being primarily beer and cannabis ever getting to a point where I'm gonna be like, you know what, man? Fuck it. Not only am I gonna have sex one time for this drug, but I'm going to become this dude's life partner and have to have it all the time with him. You know, like
And imagine Joe
That's some
breathing
wild
down
shit.
your neck.
I believe in Pavlovian conditioning. You get my
of course.
dopamine going with a little bit of meth, and you just partner with some dick.
He's like,
and
yeah.
every time I want some meth, I'm gonna get some dick. I get it.
I mean,
It's science. I was
He's
a
not
psychology
fucking-
major.
he's
Let's
not-
go Hokies, baby.
he's
Yeah.
not lying.
no, he's not.
That's
He's
how
not.
it works.
Meth dick.
Methytic. Oh my god! Speaking
What
of
if-
meth, dude, this meth syndicate shirt.
Oh,
is
yeah.
fucking sweet. So shout out meth syndicate.
You were saying you were worried because you got
Cornhole?
didn't you get like a random shirt or whatever? Or
So
like,
yeah, I got a random shirt, and the random shirts can get kind of rough, dude. Like you can look them up, but they're like, but yeah, shout out meth syndicate, man. Like y'all, I'm a big fan. I know you guys are probably not watching. It's 1 in a million shot, but if it gets us into if Google or if YouTube will put us through with you guys, that'd be awesome. Yeah, this was the mystery shirt, and then I got the red, my Taylor Swift one I have.
Yes.
I got a red one. It's a red print, and then I have another one on the way. It says "Moo Dang ate my baby."
I love that little
This
thing.
one says, "I sucked the Mothman's dick in Point Pleasant."
Yeah, that one's a
West Virginia."
classic, man. Like that's a hard one to find. I think
I might have to buy that one.
I think well, dude, you have to wait till he drops it. You got to follow him on Instagram, in order to be able to know when they're going to do their drops, and then you check out their website and you go there, and hopefully you can get on it. They have some really cool shit.
Yeah, I climbed. This car climbed Arby's Meat Mountain.
Ooh, is that shirt available now?
Oh, these are bumper stickers. Another
yeah.
one says, "In World Hunger, eat my ass."
Hold on.
They've got a Costco one that
Arby's
says,
Meat Mountain.
Hold on. Just
they-
we're
"Keep honking." I fell asleep at the wheel listening to the 1994 New Age compilation Pure Moods, and I'm about to crash.
Chris Bishop got the Steve Buscemi eyes and put them on the back of one of his guitars. Yeah.
Just get the hell out of my way. I just ate the shrimp from Applebee's, and I'm gonna fucking shit my pants.
What's this site?
Meth Syndicate.
Meth Syndicate.
Yeah,
okay.
so I got
Hey,
turned.
you can buy all those bumper stickers for
I'm
$6.50.
totally going to buy them all.
Oh man, my buddy Troy up in Northern Virginia. Shout out Troy Kim, one of my oldest, dearest friends. Kim's Jeweler in Herndon. If you guys ever need watch work or diamond work, that guy's the man. Him and Kyle run that store, awesome. But Troy, Troy would he turned me on to it because he started ordering these shirts and sending them to me. And I didn't know what they were. I thought they were just funny shirts that he got made or whatever. But I didn't realize there was like a whole like cult following behind it. I guess it's not his style, but he still wanted to get them. So he got Kelly and I some shirts once. He got. What happened?
Did I hear women?
Yeah, that was somebody outside.
Oh, somebody's wild.
I heard women.
The first ones he got is he got me the McRib is back shirt. That was one of the first ones I got, and then he got Kelly one. Hold on one second.
This chair is awkward.
He should have stepped over his lap.
Grind on the chair.
Yeah, and so I was wearing. I didn't realize that they had this big cult following. So I wore, and I wear it. I only wear the shirt when I go to Endless Shrimp at Red Lobster, but it's the 666, but it's shrimp.
Yeah.
And so I was wearing it once. This kid told me, he told me the whole thing, and I didn't realize it. And it's like, so I got hooked on it. So I started watching for all his. Here, what does it say?
It's got Robert De Niro from The Deer Hunter when he's in the fucking roulette game, and he's like, "All you can eat boneless wings, $12.99 Applebee's."
Dude, oh my god, is that available?
You can buy it, an old one.
It's a resale.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, they resell. Like, it doesn't matter if they're worn, people buy them. Yeah. Some of the ones like the
Wild.
They have one that looks like corn, says Karen.
I have that. Yeah, I got that one. And on the
They
back
had
it says
typo negative, and it's Wilford Brimley.
What?
Yes.
Oh, is that the
Oh
one
my
you were wearing the other
God.
day?
Yeah.
Yo, can I see
I
that
would
shirt?
totally fucking wear that.
Karen, on the back it says, "Are you the manager?"
I'm buying that shirt.
Karen.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I got
Love
that
it.
one. Yeah, there's all sorts of fun. Like, dude, that's where I got the sucking on a chili dog in front of the Tasty Freeze, the zombie eating the chili dog.
I'm gonna have to check this.
There's another one that says, "I suck cock at Jack in the Box."
There is also that one.
That's awesome.
Yeah, some of the ones are rough. Like he's got some ones that like I have one. Carbone got me one for Christmas last year, and it's Flanders Kid. It says "fuck the police" on it.
I
And
have a "fuck the police" shirt. I wore that the other day.
I wore it on the show. I wore it on the show. I've worn it on the show one time way back in the day. Yeah, the guy Fieri.
Guy Fieri, you can go to Baphomet.
Yeah.
Heel Satan.
Yeah, they do some cool stuff, man. Where are we at on time? Oh, we still got some time. Great, that's awesome. This is super fun. We're flying, actually.
Oh man,
All right,
I'm gonna buy us so many shirts now.
So, you know, back to our guest of honor here. So you do.
I'm not an honorable man.
I mean, gee. So you do videography professionally, correct?
Yeah, that's my day job. Yeah,
That's cool. That's a cool ass job, dude.
I
like,
love my day job.
Yeah, dude. Have you done anything we might have seen or would be recognizable, or you want to plug anything?
I mean, I do video work for this law firm. I feel like I shouldn't mention it because I also talked
Okay.
about doing heroin. So I feel like it's probably...
Okay, you know, if you want, yeah, it's it's your call. If you want to navigate away from it, we can get away from what you do.
No. It's all good. No, like I said, no. I work for a law firm. It's a crazy group of characters. It really is. I think he recognized my boss.
Is it 877 cash
my
now?
boss thinks the Earth is flat. So like this is like what we're like. He'll send me like. There was a period where he would just send me like just 7 TikToks every morning. He's just like, yo, check this out. But he cuts my check, so it's also like, all right, I guess the Earth is flat now. So that's like that's my reality sometimes, you know.
This check is flat, and so is the Earth. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Birds are fake. Do tell.
But no, I've done video work for a bunch of different things. I used to work at ABC for like all of 3 months. I did their lifestyle channel, and
Lifestyle.
yeah.
What did that entail? Was that like a gay thing, or was that?
Nah, basically we just went to the local businesses and we would like film content for like it was like an infomercial. They put me as in charge as like their head editor. I take a lot of pride in my editing. Terrible at organization skills though, so they fired me pretty quickly. They wanted me to work on an Excel spreadsheet, and I fucked up. I thought someone was out for me. I swear to God, I thought someone was out
editing,
for me.
they wanted an Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah, so it's like basically my job was to make sure everything was in line, so like the next day they can just plug all like the segments in. So it's like it was like the just like the timesheet, making sure everything. Like I was in charge of that. And I shouldn't be. I'm good at editing. I'm good at like the technical shit. But like we would just go to local businesses and we'd film like little infomercials. So like I would come out with like the anchor. I'm not gonna say his name. Probably shouldn't. Yeah. It's not like you guys know him. He's like local. He's proud of himself because he's like the shit in like the gay.
I'll start looking up
DC,
ABC names
like,
and saying them until.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
no, so like we would just go out to local businesses and he would like interview him for 5 minutes. I'd be in my thing, and then he'd just go back home. Like he worked all of like 10 minutes. Actually, all right, like an hour, 10 minutes. But like he worked all of that, and then so I would film it, and then I'd make little infomercials. And then they were gonna fire me, but I gotta get my 2 weeks notice so I could put on my resume.
Dude, hell yeah! I worked at ABC. What software did you use for editing? Are you guys just doing?
Premiere Pro. That's my it's like the industry standard. I mean, unless you like one of them DaVinci Resolve motherfuckers or like Final Cut. But I mean, for the most part, like everyone's gonna at least know how to use Premiere. That's like and it's gotten me far. Like I said, I have a decent resume. I'm proud of myself.
So, like, how'd you get into that? From like,
so I mean, after graduating college, I had a part-time job like working at like public access. So it was like for like this one Indian lady. It was like one of my mom's friends who was like she does like public access. I like was working at the Sheets, and then like just for like part-time money, she like I'd be like a PA. So I would like work the teleprompter, get food, and just like that's about it. Really.
That's awesome. Dude.
It's like bitch work, really, And
you was getting Cambodian titty.
And how long ago was this?
This was after graduating college. I graduated in 2018, so
7 years ago.
Yeah, about
Give or
there.
take.
And then so I was doing that, and I got better. They let me work the camera a little bit. I learned how to mic people up, and just the side stuff. And then when the pandemic hit, he shut everything down. So then I went to Florida for this little it was a 11-month program where they would teach you how to do videography, film, and how to work the business and stuff. I got suspended after 5 months or so. The first 3 months I learned a lot. The first 3 months in the sense I just knew where to start. They taught me about aperture, f-stop, ISO. They taught me the basics and where to begin. And then when I figured that out, I was working and then after that, they just stopped giving a shit. They stopped giving a shit, and I was like, yo, I'm paying all this money for what? And then I was I was working at this internship, and they would pay more attention to if you were tardy or not, whether if you were learning. So then I told them y'all ain't shit, and all right, if we aren't shit, then maybe you take some time off. I'm just give me the rest of my money, I'll be alright. And like I said, it was just then I moved back because I got hooked up with this Afghani studio where it was good for the resume, And before that I was doing high school sports and that which sucked. High school, I like doing the football games, but my boss kept on trying to make me go out to the volleyball games, which is fucking weird, bro. Like I said, as a grown man, I was 26 or you don't want to be at a high school filming underage girls, and I told her, I was yo, I'm not doing this. She's why not? I was bro, I went there one time. I had 8 different parents and the principal on me, and I had to be yo, fucking, this is against my will. I'm just trying to get paid, and I was I'm never doing this again. And,
did you have a camera, or were you using your phone?
No, I was using a kid. I thought I was creepy enough with the camera cam. If I just walked around with my phone,
I'm getting content. Leave me alone.
No, but I did that. Worked at a recording studio, and then I worked at this Afghani place. Then that was good for the resume. I worked a lot of corporate shit. Did the Oprah Network one time. That was cool. The Oprah Network was dope because I was a cameraman on there, but they gave me my own assistant to grab me coffees and shit. And Oprah's a black-owned studio, so she flew her own cast out from Atlanta there. She flew her own equipment. The one person that wasn't black she hired was a white lady she made stand outside in 20-degree weather to cook for everyone. It was snowing, bro, and it was crazy.
I appreciate you, Oprah.
It was
doing shit we always wanted to do.
We had a kitchen, bro. She made her stand outside. I thought that was personal.
You know what would make this food taste better? If you cried in it because it was cold. Get outside, white bitch. What if Oprah came in with Gail, fucking kissing and shit, being look. Where's the white person at? What if that was on her rider? Every time she shows up to do a show, she's I need a white woman outside cooking. Fucking what's his name? There's all kinds of wild shit that people ask for on the riders. What's it called? The famous one. David Lee Roth always wanted fucking one color M&Ms. I guess brown ones taken out. That.
You know why why they do that though?
Why?
So dealing with a lot of I deal with being at the monument. We deal with a lot of riders. They put stuff on the rider like that, so to see if you're paying attention. Because sometimes people just say fuck it and they'll just go and get it. They just
get James Hetfield.
They get whatever the fuck they the venues will just go and get. You say you want specifically Coke products, and then they're just they carry Pepsi products. So they don't give a shit. They just give it to you, right? And there's people that are specific about that. So they'll put one thing that's ridiculous on the rider to make sure that it's specified so that it's known as being red, and that's how usually they catch people's attention on it. That's why you have stuff like that. Dude.
What would you put on your rider?
I don't know. What the hell's a rider?
Well, this is what you ask for if you're performing.
For your green room, and
it's everything from what you need in terms of amps all the way down to just any food. You can ask for whatever you want.
Shit ton of White Claws.
No.
Oh,
I'm not a picky person. I'm not
a lot of people.
Either,
a lot of people aren't like that.
I'm not the asshole that's gonna make somebody cook food in 20-degree weather.
Yeah, I
It seems a little weird to me. But,
yeah, like I don't know why she would do that. Like, there's like so many levels of being like, you got to figure like if that's in her rider every time, like like imagine being the person who's got to hire people. Like, all right, I'm gonna hire. You're gonna cook outside.
Why are you being an asshole to the people that are working for you?
And that's uncharacteristic.
My thought process is like you want them to be nice to you. You want them to like you.
You want to
You want to be
fucking out.
You want to be, but you want to be a good leader, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you lead by example and being a good person.
I mean, if you are the leader, all right, but no. If you are the leader of a black-owned studio, to set an example, you do want a little white woman cooking for you. That is how you set this down.
I don't know. Like I can't speak to that because I'm not a black woman.
But you're not an egomaniac.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. I think that's
So,
more like because all of them. Like, if you get to that point where like you have your own TV channel, you probably there's some level of like. I'm the most important ever.
Yeah, because that's how just think you're conditioned that way.
I'm making a Pakistani cook for me. I don't give a shit.
Yo, AK, where you at, man? Let's bring AK. We'll introduce AK to my man Karan. Man,
yeah. Like I know, like there was a big deal about I think it was Jennifer Lopez had this wild ass rider where she like would make them bring in like white carpet and like everything had to be white in the room. Like like so like these dressing rooms. If you go backstage at like Nissan Pavilion or any like amphitheater, there are a lot of them are just trailers that they've like put together, and it's just like old carpet, and it's just like you go back there, so like you be by yourself. Like when I worked at Nissan Pavilion, I walked back and had to bring out like buffalo wings for Aerosmith, and Steven Tyler just walked around like the corner looking like Steven Tyler. Chest was out backstage, everything like, hey, like what the fuck?
Like some of these cool ants here.
Yeah, like he wasn't that old yet. He was still like slinking around
before the country music.
Oh yeah, it was way before that. Before Grandma came to before Meemaw came to town.
Meemaw.
But like he looks like somebody's Italian Meemaw.
Yeah.
So how'd you get into comedy? When did that start?
Like a year after graduating, kind of like aimless in life. I like to write, but no one reads. So it's a terrible industry to get into.
No truer words have ever been said.
But no, I would troll around on dating apps. I really would. Like it was just, and like I would post screenshots, and it'd be like a little series I'd do. And I mean, like I was always like the class clown growing up. So like I've had people like, "Oh, you're funny, you do comedy," but like I never took it seriously. But I had this one dude who was like a couple years older than me. He grew up in my neighborhood, Persian dude. His name is Milo. I mean, he go by a real name, but his stage name is Milo. He started doing comedy now like 4 years after I have, and like it's crazy how it went full circle. But now he told me to, he's like, I posted on Facebook all the time, and he was just like, yo, these are funny. You should try comedy. I was like, yo, you are the funniest person I know. And it was like I was like, oh hell yeah. So then I just tried, and I sucked for like, I remember my first good set. And it was probably like 6 months before, like, of me like bombing. But and then it's just crazy. Like I said, now he's getting into stand up like 4 years later. And so, he got me into it, and now he's getting into it. But I mean, like, someone just told me one time, and then just like, being aimless, and then
you're funny enough. You should do.
Yeah, you're a funny mofo, dude. You are a funny mofo. You got a good.
Yeah, you listen to people. Like I would be on stage if these two motherfuckers didn't bother me for like, you should sing. And now
I've
only been saying it for years.
I know. Well, what do you have coming up?
I mean, I got a wedding in Dallas for my cousin that I gotta go to this weekend. So I mean, I'm excited for that. But I got.
Are you gonna perform while you're out there?
I mean, there's a booker out in Dallas that I was gonna hit up, and actually, I got hired to do like a Punjabi Indian like anniversary like a couple weeks ago, which went a lot better than I thought it would. Like last time I did an Indian show, it went fucking terribly, but this time it went pretty good, and it was like the guy paid me to just do all marriage material, and I'm like, I'm not married, I'm not the most Indian dude. But he was like, I showed him other Indian comics. I'm like, yo, they're so much more Indian than me. They do it like they do it more justice. Like, I want you, and I was like, I feel like I'm getting jumped. I really do. Like, I was like, I feel like this is a setup. But like, I went there, and no, it wasn't a lot better than I thought it would. It was crazy. So there was 3 Indian like parties, separate parties, like booked by 3 different people. I guess I live in a very Indian heavy area, but like 3 different parties in one building. I walked in for my thing. I was the most, like, everyone was in a tux. I can't fit into any of my suits right now. Like I told you, I have a wedding this weekend. I can't fit into anything. And I wore my jeans and a button down. I was like, oh, I look like a fucking idiot. And then I see my mom at the end of the hall for another party, bro. And now, like, bro, the look she gave me, like, the fuck are you doing in an Indian, looking like an idiot? We probably know people there. But like it went better than I thought it would. So, but like, if they asked me to perform at my cousin's wedding, I have like 10 minutes of like marriage wedding based material, which I never think I'll probably perform again.
Do it then
in the chamber. So I mean, if they ask me, but I'm not gonna be like,
I'm roasting everybody. Dude, I'm trying to find a way to segue into your segment, but I want Karan to keep talking about his comedy. But I'm seconds away from hitting entertainment tonight. All right, we're doing.
Like, it's hard to segue because I didn't so originally, usually I find horror movies that are related to our guest. I don't watch a lot of Bollywood type horror movies, although I do know that there's quite a few of them, and they're on my list to
Kali
watch.
Ma.
There's one we would watch all the time when I was little. I don't know the name of it, but basically the premise is like there's like this misty forest, and they always hear. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, it's on my list. I can't.
What's
think
it
of
called? Please tell me what it's called.
So
that bitch was just all, and I try to tell everyone, like, remember that movie? Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's quite
It's
an
like
old
a Mandela
movie.
effect for me, bro. I'm the only one who remembers this movie. It's so annoying. Please tell me you know what I'm talking about.
It's your personal Mandela effect.
Yes. So there's there's quite a few of them that I had.
This is
never,
like an old school Bollywood
it's
movie.
like
I mean,
old
this is the only Bollywood movie where they don't sing in. Which says a lot because, bro.
Yeah, I thought that was quintessential Bollywood.
Bro, I've seen Bollywood movies where they shot someone and the dude, he wakes up from the dead and dances along with them. Bollywood movies make no fucking sense, but this is like the one movie they actually tried to portray a different tone.
Well, I know
with.
That's like a huge market for a lot of stuff. I know Bollywood movies got big, and then all of a sudden I started seeing stuff on Netflix, action movies that were some dude was they both turned into animals, and one was on one side of a conflict.
They're not good. There's just 1 billion people in India, so you gotta beat that market.
Dude, this is my favorite one is Robo Vampire, and it's a RoboCop. Look it up, bro. Robo Vampire. It's RoboCop, and he's fighting vampires. And I've actually watched part of this movie. It's pretty intense. But
there is Bulai.
I'm not gonna know it from the title, but if you show me maybe the picture. But the premise of this movie, so basically, there's this forest. It's misty as shit. You can't see it, but every night you hear a scream from it. And there are some people that live in the outskirts. And I forgot what happened, but they had to go into the forest. This is the only scene I remember. It was it was just. All right, you had to put a golf ball in it.
Kal. That's 2005. 2 hours. Man, that's a long ass fucking horror movie.
That one makes
2
sense.
2 hours and 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, Bollywood movies are long.
Yeah, there's quite a few of them. To
fit those dance numbers in, those movies are long.
Yeah.
Y'all see The Joker?
I have not seen that one yet.
I heard it was the worst movie in existence. Tim Dillon was in it for a brief second. That's my favorite comedian, but he has been trashing it nonstop.
Oh, I can see that. I know he has a new TV show that's it's
This Is Your Country?
Yeah, it's basically it's like Jerry Springer, but he's this woman's a trout mouth whore. Now meet her son.
That's horrible.
Tim Dillon's the guy that dressed up as Meghan McCain and was like, "I fuck daddy."
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. He's an American hero. All right, here we go.
So usually I do. I don't watch very many of them, and my list is based on things that I've seen before. So and that I like. They're my top 10. So I didn't do Indian films. I didn't do Bollywood. Sorry, guys.
You forgot to say your intro.
What's my intro?
It's my thing.
My thing, where I talk about scary movies that I like because it's the Halloween season, and this week I've decided to do witchy shit because you know that I like the witchy shit. So, top 10 witchy movies. If you guys know movies that you don't hear from the list, please let me know. These are my favorites. The number 10, Antrim, the deadliest movie ever made. That's 2018, directed by David Amito and Michael Lacchini. To rescue the soul of their deceased dog, a boy and a girl enter a forest and dig a hole to hell. This movie is kind of weird. I actually watched this it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I saw it. I was like, deadliest movie ever made. I doubt that. And it actually transfixed me. It was beautifully made. It's very found footage kind of film. You'll like it. There's a golden calf that people get burned in. Do check it out. It's on AMC Plus or Shudder if you have that. It's a pretty good movie. The number 9 on this is Men, 2022, directed by Alex Garland. Harper, the antagonist of the film, retreats to a countryside to be alone in the wake of a tragedy, but her unease at the town's leering and uncanny similar men, they all kind of look and dress the same, because has to be that way, grows into a fully fledged nightmare as she awakens something primal in the forest. So it's basically like her being in this village and all the dudes are all the same. It's like a witchy, but like men witches. What are men witches? Warlocks, I guess.
Magicians.
Very weird. Dude, like piss drinking magicians.
The end sequence of this movie is one of the most. You want to see a guy birth a guy?
No.
That births a guy?
No.
Yeah, I just
go ahead and watch
that.
Now. A24 has this way of
go to San Francisco.
The best part's about
fantastic. It is a really good movie. I loved it. Like the end, I was like, what the fuck is going on?
The best part about your segments is the sighing and uneasy that I see in Chris every single time.
When we get into that, I'm like,
she told me it was like the story of to find their lost dog. I was like, this is the whitest shit I've ever. Yeah. This is the whitest blood.
No, that Men is like one of those you want to see a guy give birth to another dude out of his asshole. Well, now you can.
Now you can.
Pretty good. All right.
Poop.
Number 8, Suspiria. And yes, I do realize that there's one that was in 1977.
Yeah.
This one I'm talking about is 2018, directed by Lucia Guadagnino.
That was the dude the first one, right?
Yes. So young American dancer Susie Banyan arrives in 1970s Berlin to audition for the world-renowned Helena Marcos Dance Company. When she vaults into a role of lead dancer, the woman she replaces breaks down and accuses the company's female director of witchcraft. Very good movie. Watch the original, but the new one.
The old one, I know it's known for two things. There's a band called Goblin that did all the music for it, and I know that the new one has another band that does all the music for it. So that in the original one, it's there's a bunch of just weird scenes. It almost looks like art. The new one, the fact that the lady is Tilda Swinton is fucking. She already looks like a witch.
Yeah,
she just be popping out looking like a witch.
She's so fantastic in every role. I love her. She nails her roles. She really does. In that movie, fantastic. So number 7, The Wretched, 2019, directed by Drew T. Pierce and Brett Pierce. A defiant teenage boy struggling with his parents' imminent divorce faces off with a 1,000-year-old witch who possessed the neighbors next door.
Dun, dun, dun.
This movie is, if you like kind of like weird, gross, like not body horror, but like animal like grossness, it is definitely one of those movies you should watch. There's a sequence.
Chris don't like it.
It's an odd way to take out some teenage angst. I'm gonna go fight the neighbors who might be
There's
possessed.
So I don't know if anybody knows like the lore of like the, changelings, basically.
Like,
They're like witches. So she basically comes out of the forest, inhabits this body, and there's this sequence. There's this like scene where she's taking a shower and her skin is like, she realizes, fuck,
peeling
this
off.
body is not lasting as long as I want to, and she's trying to hold up her skin.
Ooh.
Like and you can see it like
Sagging, ripping.
yeah, it's really good. Gotta check that movie out. It's pretty good. It's on again on AMC Plus and Shudder. This next one, I absolutely love this movie. I watched it recently. It's called You Won't Be Alone. That is 2022, directed by Goran Stovensky. You can find that on, I believe, Stars. In 19th century Macedonia, a young girl is kidnapped and then transformed into a witch by an ancient spirit. Curious about life as a human, the witch accidentally kills a peasant in the nearby village and then takes her victim's shape. So she's one of those shape-shifting witches. She takes her skin. She continues to wield this horrific power to understand what it means to be human. So she basically goes in time just killing people and then, pretending to be them, to be human.
Damn.
It's not like a typical horror movie. It's a drama, but there's some like gory, horrifying parts of the
I
movie.
feel like every horror movie can be considered
Isn't she
a
sort
drama.
of-
It's not like many horror movies are funny.
Wasn't she like sort of like the prototypical like old school
Actually,
like
I
bald
take that
witch with
statement
like
back.
sharp fingers?
Yeah,
type?
horror
and
movies
then
are
she
funny.
inhabits this beautiful woman, and then from there she just keeps doing it because she's addicted to being
Yeah, I know
human.
It says here on Wikipedia that there were like 4 different actresses that play her during the course of the movie.
Mhm.
So that's kind of wild.
Yeah, my favorite one being Rapiste.
Numi Rapace.
Yes, I love her. I love her. God, I'm so in love with her. Please marry me. Please marry me. So, that's one of my favorite ones. Number 6, Antlers.
Yeah, that's a good one.
2021. That is directed by Scott Cooper. A small-town Oregon teacher and her brother, a local sheriff, discover a young student who is harboring a dangerous secret that could have frightening consequences. So I don't know if anybody knows the lore of the Wendigo. Wendigo being a monster, Native American monster or witch, because it's like a forest witch type thing that is so hungry that it cannot like be quenched, and any soul or like whatever it's intaking cannot. Yeah, like
So I feel
one of
about
those-
that Panda Express right now.
Oh, we gonna get into it.
We're all staring at it like longingly. So definitely check that out. Also on AMC Plus. Another movie with that actress in it, The Lamb, 2021. Directed by Vladimir Johansson. In rural Iceland, a childless couple discovers a strange and unnatural newborn in their sheep barn. They decide to raise her as their own, but sinister forces are determined to return the creature to the wilderness that birthed her. So can you imagine going to your barn and you find this child with a child body, but the head of a lamb? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so weird. So I actually saw this with one of my friends, and she was like, "What the fuck am I watching right now?" It is one of the most weird.
I remember you made me watch this
Yeah.
movie afterwards, and like within 10 minutes, I'm like, "What in the fuck are they doing with this fucking goat baby? Why haven't they? What the fuck?"
It's a goat baby.
Like, and it's like the CGI is really good on it. Like,
Yeah.
there's no like it breaches the uncanny valley. There's no
Yeah.
point where you're like,
Goat
"This ain't."
How old does a goat baby grow up? Like, does it go to school?
I mean, just
It-
walking
it-
around
yeah,
and
it turns out it's like school age child, and then
sound like the varsity basketball.
Yeah,
team.
yeah. It's
Team
wild.
Goat, Air Lamb.
But like the movie has like weird like
Pictures.
undertones in it, and
The-
like the ending is
The mom's interaction with the dad over that
Yeah.
is fucking frustrating.
yeah. It's like what the fuck. So number 5, The Witch. You knew I was gonna add this. Come on now. Why would I not add this movie? The Witch, 2015, directed by Robert Eggers. In 1630 New England, panic and despair envelopes a farmer, his wife, and their children when the youngest son, Samuel, suddenly vanishes. The family blames Thomasin, the oldest daughter, who is watching the boy at the time of his disappearance. With suspicion and paranoia mounting, they begin to suspect Thomasin of witchcraft. I absolutely love this film. Is one of my favorite quotes is "Wilt thou love to live deliciously?" It's the devil that talks to Thomasin and asks her, kind of like placates her, like, "Hey, you want to come on to the dark side? We have things you might want." You have to watch this film. It's like one of those films where it's like old English, so there's a lot of people like, I couldn't understand what the fuck was going on. I can, because I guess I'm sophisticated. But
You drink a lot of Old English.
definitely
Art
watch-
imitates
Yes,
art. I
yes.
got that from Star Wars 3. I know.
absolutely. So definitely check that movie out if you haven't yet. I'm like, what the hell are you doing with your life? Number 9, Hereditary, 2018. That was directed by Ari Aster. When the matriarch of the Graham family passes away, her daughter and grandchildren begin to unravel cryptic and increasingly terrifying secrets about their ancestry, trying to outrun the sinister fate they have inherited. I love this movie. When I first watched this movie, there's a part where the young boy wakes up after everything, he wakes up empty house, and I audibly screamed when I saw his mother crawl across the ceiling of his bedroom, just skittering. I screamed. I thought I was gonna have nightmares, and the
Oh
her
wait,
cutting- oh
yeah. So we had watched this movie, and I went to work, and I told my friend Jose to watch it, and he came in the next morning. He just looked at me, and he was like,
Yep. When she starts cutting off her own fucking head with a piano
And then
wire, just
then it hits the ground
Yep.
plunk plunk. No, that is
Fantastic.
a good decapitation scene in that movie. But the first one where his
That's that moment where you see your mom chop her head off. You think you can have a exorcist and have her back, but when she her head falls, oh yeah, nah, she's she's gone. She's no, there's all right.
That, and he's surrounded by naked cult members.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, and then they I don't know.
Hail Payman.
I don't know how I'd feel, but if somebody it would be terrifying for me. But then all of a sudden they're revering me like I'm a god now. I'm like, oh wait a
Well,
minute.
at that point, if you,
I'm the god.
I know Ari
right,
Aster
cool.
does a
Forget
lot of
about
weird
that.
shit in that movie. So there's a lot of stuff with the lighting effects where you can tell when Payman is sort of stalking characters. There'll be these light flashes, and then these flares that come across as it's moving down the hallway. And if you pay attention to the movie, you're like, oh shit. But the first time you watch it, you're like, what's that weird shit? And then all of a sudden he starts acting weird. This kid beats his face off of a fucking desk in class. He looks into a reflection, and it's his own face smiling at him because it's the demon. And then all of a sudden he just beats his fucking nose until it's flat on the desk.
Yeah.
What movie is this?
It's called Hereditary.
Hereditary.
It's
One of it was Ari Aster's I want to say that was his.
What about that is
debut.
Hereditary?
what?
It's basically, so the beginning of the film, the
We're-
woman's mother has died, and she's grappling with the fact that her mom was fucking weird and left behind all this stuff, but her mom was kind of in a cult,
Oh yeah,
and she was a witch,
a
and
satanic death
yeah,
cult.
Yeah, and she basically made it so that the firstborn child was going to be the reincarnation of Payman, which is basically a demon god or whatever. So
Beats his
it's
face in.
Oh yeah, like
The
this.
least intimidating fucking.
Oh, dude,
so good. You
and-
gotta watch it.
Yeah,
Seriously,
I would
like-
say watch the movie twice. Watch
Yeah.
it one time and then just like get freaked out. And the second time, you'll notice a bunch of just weird shit that goes on.
And then after that, watch Ari Aster's second film, Midsummer, because that movie.
your
fucking rules,
favorite
too.
movie ever.
I actually did not put that on this list, even though it
Haven't
it's
you put it on the
culty,
list?
Culty. No, I'm saving it.
Oh,
I'm saving
for a
that
super
movie.
list.
I fucking love Ari Aster.
It's
I
like
really
a live
do.
episode of Watch Mojo. I
Yeah.
love this.
Oh my god. So number 1, you guys guess what it's gonna be?
Well, no,
All right, it's not where you think it's gonna be. All right, number 1 for me is Dark and Wicked, 2020, directed by Brian Bertino. Plagued by waking nightmares, 2 siblings suspect that something evil is taking over their family in an isolated farmhouse. So, this like brief like opening is, I'm gonna like spoiler alert. So these 2 kids come to a farm after their mom calls them and says, "Hey, your dad's fucking dying, dude. You gotta come and like say your goodbyes." So they go there, but they notice their mom's fucking acting weird. And their dad's like literally dying, and she's not taking him to the hospital, like nobody's helping or whatever, and they don't know what to do. There's also weird shit going on in the farm, like all of the goats being slaughtered in one night. That's one. And 2, like their mom cuts off her own, like hacks her own fingers off. That is the most gruesome scene.
Yep.
Like she's just sitting there staring in the distance, and she chops off her own fingers. You gotta watch this film. It's very it's one of those things like you're like, maybe death and demons kind of coincide. The whole feel of the movie is that their father's dying alone, and they've basically kind of like neglected their family. So towards like the end of the film, the daughter's like, "Well, I gotta stay here with my dad. He needs someone. He doesn't need to die alone." So it's like one of those films where like, don't let your elders die alone type things, because the demon might fucking get him and then kill your whole family.
Yo, the wildest thing in that movie is the knitting needle scene in that house.
Yes, where she's like, right in her own noggin. Yeah.
Yes.
You gotta watch it. It's not that bad. Really,
He
it's not
took
that
like
bad.
20 minutes to meditate. Actually, I've never seen him do that.
He is not very good with horror movies, but it's okay.
I'm just envisioning
I'm
everything
breaking.
right now.
I'm breaking.
There's a very vivid picture being painted.
It's so good. That movie, like, I've watched it so many times. I can't even tell you. It's like my background movie, especially like the culty season. This is where I watch all my good horror movies, and that's definitely one of them.
If we're talking witches, I'm just mad. There's no honorable mention to Hocus Pocus.
I almost said that, and like, what do you think it's gonna be?
My honorable mention will actually be the Blair Witch Project, because it was the first.
Virginia, baby.
Yeah, it was. Well, it was also like a movie. Like found footage was done before, but it wasn't done in that kind of
where it
felt real.
Yeah,
where people literally thought it was a real film. Like it was fantastic. It was well done, and the very ending, like you don't see a lot of gore, you don't see a lot of that, but you see a lot of emotion,
storytelling.
And that's what makes it good. You know, like you don't have to have all kinds of gore.
You guys know about Bunny Man Bridge?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You guys want to? You want to make a box office hit?
Yeah, let's do that.
There's a Bunny Man movie.
There?
Yeah, there's a Bunny Man movie
and a Mothman movie.
Yeah. There's I think The Witches of Eastwick would be my honorable
that's
mention.
a good one.
Jack
too.
Nicholson.
Yeah, the Warlock. Also Warlock, great movie. Yeah.
That guy's dead now.
I think Louie had a suggestion. I don't know if like what she means, but it says me at a party. I'll never know when to go. I don't know what that means. Is that a movie, Louie, or is that like something for your OnlyFans?
That's a joke.
Well, what if she has something going on? It could have been like an OnlyFans thing. Discount code for Helltown listeners.
Yeah, Helltown Gawk 69.
Helltown got.
Helltown girl, how's you doing?
Oh God, have you booked her
Yeah,
yet?
no, you know what? We'll talk. I'm good. Yeah, we're gonna get her on probably around the turn of the year. So, yes, I did talk to her. Yes,
Okay.
Miss Z and I have spoken. It is happening. Everybody, we want to let it be known that Helltown Girls, the artist behind Helltown Girl, Miss Z, will be joining us as a guest in the near future on Helltown Radio.
You have a strong fan base with listeners of this show.
Dude, Lauren and I pump that shit in the car all the time, man. It's like there's a song called Helltown Girl. It's by a local woman, and it's actually I like it. It's catchy.
A
legit-
local woman?
Yes, a local woman named Miss Z. We're gonna have her on the show. We should make that our outro.
Yeah,
Maybe it's our
Miss
outro
Z,
tonight.
baby.
Yeah, I think it should be our outro tonight. But are you putting it on right now?
Yeah, I was gonna put it on. I'm still doing the same outro. I'm just gonna play
All
this.
right, you're gonna play this. All right, fuck it. Well, yeah. Well, Karan, where can we find you? What's your deal? Tell us some more on the way out. What you got for us? What's the plug?
I mean, you can just find me on everything at K-Sing Comedy.
K-Sing.
Yeah.
K-Sing.
Get it while it's hot, motherfuckers.
KSINGH, honkies. All right, there's an H at the end of that.
Catch him all around the DMV.
Yeah, it's at the DMV.
Yeah, but if you here in Front Royal, come out to the Catamount. I come out every other Monday.
Yeah, you do. You make a good. You've made 2 pilgrimages to the Front Royal in the 2 days, man. That's awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Oh,
thank you
yeah.
for coming. I know
Yeah,
it's
dude,
a hike.
that's a hike.
Nah, I
Yeah,
love
man.
it out here. Hell yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna trick him into moving out here one day.
Everybody should.
Yeah,
One of us.
One of us.
Yeah.
Lita, where can we get a hold of your art?
You can look at my art portfolio.
On a table.
I know you distracted me with food. So you can check me out on Instagram. Well, that is odd. All underscore. You can find some of my stuff there. If you have something in mind, something that you want to commission me for, definitely hit me up. I'm more than willing to work with you. If you see something on my site that does not say sold and you like it, hit me up. I might sell it to you. Otherwise, you can also find me on Facebook or my regular life page, which is a Lola on Loan on Instagram. And yeah.
I have something for you.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is Harvey's
Ooh,
tooth. I'm gonna do this on air so Kelly sees that it happened.
Yeah, you got a tooth you all
Yes,
pass around?
That-
I am
that is a
actually.
tooth-
I have a commission work. Like I'm gonna do this tooth into a beautiful little necklace for her, and I've already
my wife.
designed it and sent a picture. And
Is that a wisdom tooth?
It's a tooth
it's
from
a
my dead dog.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
dog
okay.
tooth.
Yeah.
I do things with dead things. Like
Yeah. Random people
case in
have.
point, that piece right there with the dead skull in
Hey,
it.
look, dude.
Yeah, I had
You made
somebody
one
come
piece
up to
of-
me the other day at Catamount and be like, "I have a tremendous bird skull for Lita."
Really?
Yeah.
Ah, I'm so excited. I
Yeah.
love if you guys have ideas or
Cock skull.
you want
This
me
is
to
a
do
re-
something
this
for
is a
you,
real
just
snail?
definitely.
No,
Well, yeah, the shell is, but not the body.
Oh, I was about to
The
say.
body.
That's evil if you just put glue up eyes. This is sick though.
We have one on our mantle at home as well.
Yep.
Dude,
My little pensive snails.
that one is also
Take a look at it.
something Lita did. It's got
coffin right there.
those are real skulls.
It's a mink. It's a mink. Mink and also
Like the-
a
the
cicada.
cat?
No, it's a mink. Mink skull.
Aren't minks like cats?
No.
No, they're like sort of like
They're weasels.
they're like ferrets white women make
Yeah.
coats out of.
Yeah.
They look like
A mink
Predator.
coat.
They look like the
And some Grey
aliens from
Poupon.
the Ridley Scott movies.
Yeah. Sort of like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
check
yeah,
out.
definitely check out my stuff. Email me if you want something custom, because I'll work with you. You know, just
Yeah.
let me know. Like this, I'm doing something beautiful with their pet's tooth, and I'll do that for you.
Pet tooth.
Chris K comedy.
Yes, you can find me at the Chris K Comedy, Christopher Allen Kenworthy at the other stuff on Instagram and Facebook. Big shout out to Ace and Connor for the show this weekend. It was fantastic. We all had a very good outing. It was very awesome to be able to host that and open that for them. And It was so good, in fact, that like they were trying to cut off, and I was like at like 9:30, I was like, nah, you got to keep this ball rolling, and they kept it going until 10 o'clock. So 2 solid hours. We did some good comedy out there. That was super fun. We're gonna be getting my man K Squizzy, aka Karan Singh, K Singh. I will figure out another good one for you with it, but yeah, we're gonna be bringing. Actually, I need to talk to you about a possible show out here. But
be on the lookout for that.
Well, I do have an announcement to make. Huge announcement. This is huge.
Do it.
This is huge.
She's pregnant.
Huge. It's huge. Songbird Tina and then myself are going to be hosting a show at the Catamount Lounge on, I believe, November 17th, which is a Sunday night, and it is going to be featuring John Yeager as the headliner.
Mm-hmm.
And also I don't know. So we're working on the lineup right now. We just kind of put it together over the past couple of days. It's going to be a benefit for the Humane Society, and they are going to be using some of those proceeds for. I think it's the Humane Society's involved in the displaced animals from all the hurricane damage. So that's gonna be a cool thing to look out for. I'll be at the Catamount Lounge both working and doing jokes. You can catch my man out there as well. George hosts it. He plays guitar songs that make people get really sad sometimes because they're so good. And then we had great food. Let's see. I think, yeah, that's what you said, trout mouth, earlier, because we actually have no, because there's an artist that plays at the Catamount. Really cool dude named Blake. He does a trout mouth thing where he plays like this character. It's a very interesting thing. Him and Shannon are actually doing a show on the 9th. So that's gonna be a cool ass show. Piss drinking or piss magician, whatever he's doing with the PP. Ryan Daniels is gonna be the November 16th doing a show with Black Daryl, who is actually not black, but
White
Cambodian.
Daryl.
No, he's Cambodian.
Cambodian Daryl.
Yeah, so he's got the plug on that Diddy milk.
Daryl.
Yeah. What else am I gonna ramble on about real quick? Shout out to Aubrey Silver, John Duvall, Ali Guthron, Caitlin Vasquez, Jen Bond, Cody Pettit, Jeff. I don't know what your last name is. We just met that day. Julie, Dean. I'm trying to think of everybody that was out for the farm to table experience we did on Sunday night. That was at the Giving Tree. I came off the bench and did some cooking for the first time in many months, and that was super fun, and it went off really well, and it wouldn't have gone well without everybody involved.
Can I give a quick shout out to Beyonce? You'll thank me for this.
Yeah.
Can I give a quick shout out to Beyonce?
Yeah.
All right, you're your inspiration.
That's what's up, man. I think, and also, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Go over to Helltown on everything. Yeah, every Monday night, catch me at Catamount Lounge. I'll be camera ready for you. And catch all the artists. There's Phil plays a lot. He's really good. Of course, the illustrious Joe Martin. We got Kyle Rodriguez. Who else is up? Mike Hasty, of course, the Silverback.
Yeah, the Silverback. The head of the Silverbacks.
Yeah.
He plays with, what's his name? Wayne, I can't remember.
I don't know his last name, but he plays a mandolin like there is no.
He has an electric mandolin.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's fucking fantastic.
Yeah. We were playing beer for that the other day.
There's so many cool artists that come out and do that. It's such a wild show. We come on out, bring your talents, bring your comedy.
And if
your
you want to
poetry,
perform, we had hip hop acts last week. That was comedy. K Swizzy and fucking Chris always be telling jokes, and of course the card master himself, Brian Sargis. Who also has mentioned that he was mad that I hung out in the woods on acid because he was like, I hang out in the woods too.
Weird.
All right.
Go over to Capital MMA. Fucking do some sit-ups. I don't know. It's your week. Remember, if you get too down, you can punch that motherfucker in the nuts.
Bye-bye.
Bye.